Hello, my darlings. As you can see, we're going to be doing a Pickacard reading. I decided in this moment to do for you guys for this blood moon eclipse portal that we're in because the energy is so potent today and I was just feeling it. So if you want to get connected to me right now in this moment, I've already called upon your guides and angels and those who assist us for our highest and greatest good to bring us the messages we most need to hear. And go ahead and follow your intuition to whatever pile or piles hold messages for you when it comes to this eclipse energy. I will have the timestamps linked down below, and I will see you at your pile. I love you, bye. Hello, pile number one. If you chose this card, this message is for you. We have the number 5, and it says disguising. Okay, we see this figure like cloaked, sort of hiding half their face, looking a little wild as fuck, which I love, and going into some sort of forest where there is both light and dark, but it looks like going from the light to the dark as well. We have mountains in the background with the sun on the other side. So we could be turning ourselves away from some sort of obstacle or challenge, but moving inward. Let's see what this card has to say. Okay, so a fairy tale heroine caught up in a difficult circumstance will often find herself having to conceal who she really is. Perhaps her true identity has been stolen by another. Perhaps she's fleeing from danger and needs anonymity. In all these cases, she'll be required to hide her real nature until it's safe to emerge into the bright daylight of her own truth. Like Cinderella, her disguise might require her to conceal her beauty by wearing rags and covering her face with soot and ashes. Or like the feisty princess in the English tale Catskin, who refuses to marry anyone but the man she loves. She might escape by clothing herself in a coat made from 1,000 kinds of animal skins. There are always times in our lives when we need to be underground, when we need to be anonymous, or when we, for our own protection, need to hide who we really are and try on a different persona for a while. But for any heroine who adopts such a disguise, the day will come when the tattered hood or the cloak made of all different kinds of fur can be discarded and the radiance of her true self can shine again in the world, finally knows the true value of her. Oh my God, this is beautiful. What part of you is wearing a disguise right now, and what needs to happen so that you can reveal your true self? This is so powerful. Okay, so Cinderella energy has been coming up a lot lately too in my readings for some reason. And I think it's for this reason of the fact that she was in disguise of being like tattered rags, covered in soot, doing these things that weren't really who she really was. And the day comes when her beauty is revealed and everyone sees it. You know what I mean? So I really feel like you've been hiding from something when it comes to your own beauty and wearing a mask to, appease others or to hide from the fear of shining in that truth, whatever it is. We all do this to some degree. So they're asking you to look at the masks you've been wearing and really identify them and how you've been hiding from that truth or your radiance or your talents. And what needs to happen so that you can be more of yourself, be more authentically you within the world, within your groups, or whatever this is. So lovely. Because it looks like you're going to be breaking through, this card is speaking to the fact that you are going to emerge from this running away from your truth to actually facing the challenge of being it, of inspiring others is something else I'm getting through your authenticity. Okay, so let's see what they want to talk to you about this. Overthinking, okay. So we might be overanalyzing something, overthinking something. And so that makes us not really see clearly because we're trying to figure something out, but it's like in a way that's sort of hiding the truth from us. Okay, we have say less. Exactly. We got to feel more. We got to take a step back. Or this is about like, do what you've been saying, finally. You know what I mean? Like you've been saying this for a while. It's time to do it. Or it's taking a step back from like a conflict or saying how you feel and going within. but also not in a way that you're trying to process it over and over in your head, but just try to feel how you feel. There's something that they're trying to liberate you from. And I feel like there's this energy of naivety, where you've been naive to your power or your radiance. And there's something that's trying to open you up to that. Something like that. Okay, we have gamble. So taking some kind of risk. But also there's the energy of the risk of gamble, like how we can recklessly do something. And it like takes all of our energy. And that might be something that you've been doing as like a self-sabotage kind of, and to disguise who you truly are, sort of like a waste of resource, or putting all your money, well, that could be something, but all your energy on something that's not actually going to bring you expansion. So I don't know if that's a job or a relationship or what have you, or just certain risks that you've taken in your past that keep you kind of stuck. Otherwise, there's this chance, taking a chance on yourself. Okay, we have masculine energy. Okay, so that requires you to take some sort of action. Let's see. We have truth. Something being revealed to you. Okay? This could be you seeing yourself more clearly. I'm getting strong energy of legacy, heritage, your place within that. What, something being passed down, you accessing it, releasing something, healing something from a lineage. There's very much like transformation, resurrection, magic. Somebody could have some sort of truth revealed to them about their ancestry, or about somebody in their family, or about themselves that's coming to light. We have needy. And let's do one more. And desperate. See how they both, these two individuals, this one's holding a rock, okay, with one fucking hand, just like about to throw that motherfucker over that hill. This one's pushing it. It seems like it's taking a while, and it's big, okay, but they're using all their might to just push something over the edge. So obviously there's something, you're getting to a point here. This could feel like a rock bottom, or like you're just at a moment where you're willing to take a risk that you've been put off because you can't take it anymore. Like something like that. It's like you have to just go for it. In a really good way. It feels that way, and both of these cards indicate that we're throwing this rock over the side, over a ravine. We're taking aim, we're putting our energy towards something, or we're releasing something. And it's for our, whatever it is that we're doing is going to reveal more about ourselves, about our truth, our radiance, our talent, our gifts, our purpose, whatever, okay? And interesting that she's like over here rolling this little ball. Okay, so needy, it speaks to codependency. Something that maybe has grown over time, that you've been maybe putting a lot of energy towards, and it's time to let it go. Yeah, there's something about you seeing the truth of yourself, and not in a way that you're seeking validation from others. This is beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how this is transpiring in your life, but there's definitely this beautiful risk that's about to be taken here. Okay? So overthinking. Yeah, look, the star in reverse. Somebody might be overthinking their purpose, or, what they're meant to do, or what does this mean? It's just like not really seeing something clearly, or feeling stagnant, feeling stuck when it comes to your healing or your purpose or anything like that. But it's like you're trying to control it instead of letting it reveal itself to you. And that being some sort of disguise of fear, trying to grasp at something because you feel like you're not worthy until you figure it out. There's some sort of resistance. or a limiting belief, or a fear that keeps you, that makes you spin your wheels. You know what I'm saying? We have the Hermit, say less. They want you to go within. They want you to meditate. They want to see how you have maybe your defenses up. What are you protecting? What are you disguising? Why are you hiding it? Why don't you feel like you can reveal your radiance? Why can't you speak your truth? How come you can't shine in yourself, you know, and see what choices you're making that disguise that beautiful radiance, and the way you're showing up in groups and things like that. Definitely need to check that and really do something alone here. I really feel like, yeah, there's with needy, there's this in desperation, there's like this seeking validation outside yourself because you're not sure of yourself, you know, and it might be because of the things that happened to you in your past, because we do have that Cinderella energy, you know, they were very mean to her. They made her feel worthless, right? But she wasn't, and she had to go out and find her truth and see, oh, I am actually worth it, right? And it happens in the symbology of that story, but she's revealed to the world, and it is seen that her place is for her, and that shoe only fits her foot, and that's her purpose. That's what she's supposed to do. And so you need to separate yourself from the noise, from other people's opinions, even from what you're saying and speaking, and go within and see what those defenses are trying to show you about your shadows when it comes to who you really are, who you're becoming, any fears surrounding that, any desires surrounding that, anything you're not seeing clearly about why you are disguising or hiding those aspects of self. This is gonna push you through and help you end a cycle, put you out into the world, and oh my God, I'm just getting the energy of like milestone moments, celebration, arriving at a threshold, like, and seeing yourself arrive, and what you need to let go of, and the power of how you got yourself there. Oh my God. A lot of goosebumps, you guys. What's this gamble? Okay, we have the King of Wands in reverse. They want you to take a chance on yourself, babe. Look at this sun on the bottom. You don't see yourself clearly, or you've been hiding from the fact that you're super fucking powerful or talented or beautiful. They want you to radiate. They want you to shine. They want everyone to see it around you because it's inspiring. And you're meant to share yourself with the world because it's healing. You know, and often too with that, we're afraid to shine in our own beauty and in our own talents because we don't want to make people feel intimidated by us, or to not like us, or make them feel bad about themselves. But the thing is that it's supposed to do what it does to them, whatever it does to them. It's gonna, you know, they're gonna be affected in ways that you wish they weren't, because you're compassionate, because you're loving. But at the same time, it's doing what it's meant to do, and it's a seed. It plants, it will germinate. Eventually that person will hopefully come to terms with their own path and the fact that it's not in comparison to you. Okay? So really, really powerful risk you might be taking, that's claiming your power, claiming your confidence. Okay? And where you've been draining that energy in the past and hiding it from the world. We have the Seven of Swords with the masculine energy. Yeah, like you're hiding a secret within yourself that you need to take action on. You need to let go of these masks that you're wearing and really claim who you are, or work towards who you're becoming, and just be that, you know, embody that, because that's your truth. That's how you feel within. And that is a beautiful thing, my love. We have the Knight of Wands coming out kind of sideways. I feel like you're about to take passionate action on something that you believe in, or something that some truth were being revealed to you, and you go. But maybe you're at that point where you're about to. But whatever this truth is, or this action is that you're taking, there's a lot of passion behind it. And also it's going to relieve you in some kind of way when it comes to the thinking, the negative thoughts, and also bring you to your fulfillment and just possibility and opportunity. There, it feels very abundant. Dear Lord, that was like lots of stuff happening at once. Okay, with the needy energy, look at that Empress. This is the energy I was just saying. 6 of Wands, success, 10 of Swords. That's that rock bottom feeling, that desperation, and finally being like, I gotta let this shit go. 5 of Wands being that competitive rat racy energy where everyone's on the defense. We're up against each other. There's jealousy. We're afraid to be ourselves, or we're afraid to enter into like a competitive field. Whatever it is, you're going to get to the other side with the Empress and 6 of Wands and the Ace of Swords, and it comes with you speaking some kind of truth or understanding something clearly. With the Needy, it might be about how you've been codependent, how you've been holding yourself back, what you've been hiding from, or it has to do with your voice, what you're communicating, or something to do with your mind, something that your intelligence understands, that your perspective can add to something, something you need to share to those in need. Okay, this is really stepping up into your power, babe, and putting it to work. I mean, look at this beautiful woman, though. She's like lovingly creating something. You know, I feel like that's the thing, is like you doing something with purpose. The purpose behind it being that you share it. And look how beautiful she is. You know, what is that, garlic in her hair? I don't know what that means, but it's kind of giving me Cinderella energy. I'm not gonna lie, where something changes. Like she thought she was something, but she's really something else. And I mean, look how radiant and talented. She's making something here that she wants to share, and it's time to release. It's going to get bigger. I don't know, you guys. Empress energy, really stepping in and claiming something and being successful, planting some kind of seed, getting an opportunity for some. For a lot of you, I feel like this has to do with your work or some sort of collaboration or creativity. Again, it's like your gift that it needs to be shared. You're meant to shine in this. It's meant to be successful. You have to get past any energies that usually keep you withholding, okay? With all your strength. What's desperate here? Yeah, walking away from things that aren't serving. What are you choosing that's not fulfilling to you? For some of you, it might be certain relationships or connections that you're just choosing because you don't want to be alone, or you're not showing up authentically, and it's time that you speak that, and that's going to help you walk away from like unbalanced ways of showing up in that connection. Again, there's this energy of defense, protection, disguising oneself. Anytime you're doing that, look at this cloaked figure twice, okay? Anytime you're hiding yourself, you need to use your strength to reveal. Do you understand? Be honest, be truthful, radiate, wear the fuck you want to wear, okay? You know what I'm saying? Be who you want to be, embody your gifts, share them, you know, with love. You can be humble and share your gifts, you know what I'm saying? But you got to walk away from things that are making you hide yourself. Okay, so overthinking with the star in reverse. So we have opportunity. Okay, so they want you to release expectations, and there might be opportunities coming in to sort of that you have to face, whether it be like interactions with others to see how you're hiding yourself, and with your strength pulling yourself out, being your honest, authentic self. Using whatever opportunities are coming through, whether an opportunity comes in where you have to step more into your power or more into your purpose, and it comes, don't have expectations of what this opportunity is. Just use everything as an opportunity to get you there, okay? Because our interactions with others, how we're holding ourselves back, these are opportunities for us to see ourselves clearly, how we are doing those things, and we can empower ourselves through those opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, in that interaction I was just in, I did withhold myself a little bit. So next time I want to be a little more present. Or how can I go back to that person and be more authentically myself and speak my truth? Whatever it is, do what you got to do. Comparison and decisions, okay? So there is this energy of comparison, of withholding, because you think that you might have imposter syndrome, or you're, like I said, for someone, you might be entering into a field where there is competition, or people compare themselves to you and it triggers you because you want them to feel good, but for some reason they're feeling bad around you because they see your light and that makes them not see theirs, and you want them to see your light. There's all ways in which we do things where it's still important for us to be ourselves. And if it triggers that within someone, it's not fully our responsibility for us to get them to see their own divinity. They have to do that themselves. We can inspire them, and it's difficult within our relationships how we operate within this. I deal with this energy a lot. So when I do, and I can feel that someone is like feeling less than, if I'm radiating in some kind of way, or it triggers jealousy within them and they get mad, whatever it is, it's like, sometimes I try to reassure them with like showing them how beautiful they are, how powerful they are. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. What it is that you finally have to get to a point where you just continue to be yourself. You show them love, even if they show you, if you feel difficult energies from them, especially when it's your friends or your family, and you're like, damn it, I can feel that they are not happy with this connection, or they feel intimidated by me, or they're jealous of this. And it's like you have to just keep showing up with love and be yourself. And of course, humility, right? But you shouldn't hide yourself. But you just keep working with the energy as it goes along. Okay, so I don't know who needed to hear that, but it is a thing, right? Especially, with family. We have family here where that comparison happens and funny things start to happen, and you're like, no. And so you try to hide yourself and be like, look, you're the one, you're shining. But it's like, everybody can shine up in here, okay? So you just keep being you. There's something about a decision that's coming through that you have to make. I think when it comes to others, or when it comes to how you let comparison affect you, or entering into some kind of field, or putting yourself out there more, even though there's many in that field, or whatever it is, it's like you have to see yourself as equals. See how they're right eye to eye. You are entering in, especially if you feel imposter syndrome and you're entering into a space where you're like, oh my God, I'm new here. Like, fuck. You have to still say, I belong here. I'm here for a fucking reason. Like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't get myself here. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really put yourself eye to eye with those other individuals that are involved, if that resonates with you. Okay? Yeah, you have to believe in your talent, babe. High flying. You're meant to be seen. There's some sort of risk that you're going to take that's going to take you places here, okay? Beginnings, confirmation. You're meant to go higher. You're ascending in your path, and it's through some sort of risk you're taking where you're revealing more of your true self that's going to get you there. We have standstill. Look at this, 7 of Swords. You're withholding yourself with the 7 of Swords. It's keeping you stuck. You have to take action with your truth, your authenticity, and the way will become clear. There's something about the throat chakra as well. I don't know if it's something you're speaking or singing or saying, or something that is awakening within your throat chakra. It could be a boundaries thing. It could be speaking your needs in terms of like a mediation or a negotiation with a contract. Whatever it is, you need to speak your truth. Sharing your insights. We have masculine again. Okay, so we have masculine energy twice. It's so interesting because we had 2 feminine energies come up in my weekly reading that I'm doing for the Patreon this week. So there is definitely something being revealed that you're meant to take passionate action towards. When you get this truth, when you see how you're holding yourself back, or what you're meant to do with your gifts, or whatever it is, you take action, okay? And it also feels like fun. It feels heart-opening. Like, it doesn't feel like a forcing thing. Here's another thing I'm hearing. You want to create, not produce. That means you're not just producing because you think that you have to, or that it's expected of you, or you're trying to please others so you're giving them what they want. It's about creating from a space that feels right to you, that feels authentic to your gifts, and only doing it when it feels right instead of trying to be something you're not. Because artists often will think they need to, there's that rat race. They're like, I got to produce every day. You know, I have to do something every day to be relevant. And it's like when we take a break and we just live our lives, that's where we can be inspired. And that's where we get those ideas, those fucking solid, like, revelations that push us forward. And then that's when we take action, okay? We have birth. This is you. Rebirth, or you birthing something into the world if it's your creativity. Something that's within you, within your divine feminine energy coming through you and out into the world. Some sort of seed that you're planting that is meant to grow. And it's going to grow quite a bit with the Empress and the Six of Wands, okay? It's something that is needed. It's something that's meant to be shared. And it's something that I think you have to face a fear, or it's going to change your stability if you do this. Oh boy. Yep. We do have resistance though, okay? You have to use all your strength to really end something that has been holding you back. And it's a choice you're making, and you're resisting it, and it's making you withhold your gifts. In a moment of desperation, you might have to be forced to really let go. For some of you, getting to a point where like, I have to do something different because I can't do this anymore. And somehow letting go is going to help you beat this resistance and push forward. Also, there's people who really need what you have to give. And so it's really important that you empower yourself to be that person that they need. Because our gifts are meant to be shared because so many others relate to them. And so what can you do to get past this resistance? Again, use your strength. It feels like to end something, which means something else is going to begin. Oh my God, you guys. I'm telling you, the synchronicities today are fucking wild. Because I'm filming this on the blood moon. I'm going to be releasing it on the blood moon. And of course, this is a timeless reading, so this could be connecting you to a blood moon in the future from when I put this energy out. But it's super powerful. We have the womb, we have the seed, we have the storm, and we have the starborn. Okay, so again, with the seed energy, I've said that a couple of times in this reading so far. Something that's being planted, something that you're nourishing, that you're giving life, you're creating. We have birth, we have womb. There's something within you that you're meant to bring into this world through your gifts, through your creativity, your authenticity, your voice, what have you, okay? Things are happening with the storm that are going to be getting you into position to see something clearly and then take action. And this is when you're born with this. You see this? This is a birth here with a seedling. This is a birth here with an egg. It's cracking open. This is you. Okay, there's energy of death and resurrection, an end of an old self, a resurrection of your true self. Okay, you're meant to shine with the starborn in your lineage or within your gifts. Your purpose being revealed to you, your gifts being shared. Okay, and so embracing the changes that are happening in your life, let them be a mirror. The universe is trying to show you things about yourself that have to be let go of for you to really become this and embody this. There's a shadow here that you're facing within yourself so that you can see the truth of yourself and shine and radiate that outward. You have to. This is why you're here. You're here to shine. Okay, my love? And you're hiding it. And people need that shit. Okay? So it's no pressure, but it is you. You know, this is who you are. This is who you fucking be. Okay? So there's something within you that's growing, you know, and this is beautiful. It's only a matter of time before it has to be released. And you might have to be sharing, facing a shadow when it comes to like really embodying this because there's fear surrounding it because of the past or what have you. But you have made a vow, my love, to be this within this life. And this is exactly what you're going to do. And you fucking got this. Okay? So what are you hiding from? What are you hiding about yourself? What needs to be revealed? What needs to be shared? Okay, it's coming out. What other signs and synchronicities can you get for them? Oh, shit. Oh, look at this. We have the beetle, which I love. It says good fortune, success, successful outcome to your problem. We have ink pop, problems to be resolved, broken ring, parting of ways in either romance or business. So beautiful energy coming from this, okay? Something that's very difficult in your life or that feels like that stain, going to be resolved, going to be understood, getting through it. You having the key, this key within you to get through it. Meeting beautiful circumstances on the other side, but it requires this parting of ways, this breaking of a cycle, this leaving behind an old version of self. Maybe for some of you that includes a romance or a business, because that was a part of that life. Whatever it is, you're breaking free and liberating yourself to your truth, a much more honest, authentic version of self as well with the Starborn. Dog close up, pleasure with a close friend. These are loyal companions, okay? This is about connecting on a deeper level with others. This could be something that you're doing now, choosing those relationships that are feeling that like this, or you're opening up to those kind of connections coming in, and that's how you meet them is through your gifts and how you're shining. Oh, this is lovely. I'm getting so many goosebumps, you guys. Frying pan, trouble, accusations, teapot, deep friendship, broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. But then we have a problem to be resolved. So something that feels like it's broken being resolved. But look how these things breaking apart, it's so something else can form. Don't feel like those endings are bad. It's to break something to rebuild, or to mend, or to start something anew. We have unicorn. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. Unicorn energy has been coming out a lot lately in the past few days for me in my life. So that's, they're magical, mythical creatures. They sort of represent innocence and purity and truth, and I feel like that's why it's coming up over truth. And with intuition, it's because we have that innocence and that purity to get ourselves through our life paths. We just have to trust it. We are the unicorns. You fucking feel me? Trust your power, and Spirit's gonna guide you to this position that you're meant to shine in. Okay, where you're gonna have very deep connections, or you're healing connections and going deeper within them. There might be some sort of conflict or pressure when it comes to this, but this is only going to make you stronger. Okay, you're going to shine through any kind of pressure or accusation if you're just fucking being yourself. That's all you got to do. If you're speaking your truth and you're speaking from your heart and you're like, this is who I am, it's not everyone's ever going to like that shit. It's just, we're going to trigger people all over the place, right? But you continue to show up this way and you get through that energy, you're going to come out on top, baby boo. Bird flying, news is on the way. You're soaring. You're meant to fly. There's news coming to you from this experience that's going to show you. We have high flying here. This energy also came out in my reading for the weekly that's coming out on Monday on my Patreon, where there's these flying birds ready to take flight. This eclipse portal is obviously pushing some of us to take flight. We're leaving the nest, or we're leaving an old place or a situationship, and we're going higher. Okay, casket, someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. So I told you there's something ending here. And a lot of it's an old version of self, an old way of showing up. But there could be, like I said, romance, business, relationships that are ending because they're not a reflection of who you're becoming, or even if it's temporary. Sometimes when we change and transform, we kind of lose people. Doesn't mean we're not going to gain them back. It is what it is. You just got to go through the motions. 7 of Swords. Why'd that want to come out all of a sudden? Secrets being revealed. Also, it can talk about betrayals. So that could be something that someone has dealt with or that has to step away from, that kind of energy, because there is this energy of wanting closeness, of realness, fucking loyalty and love. But if we want that within our connections, we have to be that. We have to stand in our truth. We have to speak our truth. We have to notice when we're withholding ourselves or we're lying. Okay, where we're masking ourselves up. Because the more we're authentic, the more we're going to attract in that kind of real loving connection. Of course, that's when they're going to come. You're going to be radiating in that, in yourself, and those souls are just going to go. Okay, let's do some keywords. You've seen this coming. You know something's coming. Something is going to be revealed to you. I feel like you're going to see a big sign that says, okay, it's time to do something, or this is the time when I'm shining, or something breaks through finally that you've been working towards, and it's just like you're not going to miss it, honey bunny. But whatever it is, you got this. You hold the key. This is meant for you. God damn, I'm getting so many goosebumps. We have pros and cons. Answer the call. You'll be shown the way. Invest in something. We have maintain balance. Oh, I have to go get that card. Hold on. I'm in a tight spot. You might feel like you're in a tight spot, but you got this. You're going to get through. We have try something new. Okay. So obviously you might be doing something differently here, investing in something differently. Okay, we have don't be afraid to make mistakes, okay? Pros and cons, trial and error. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to try something and go, you know what, I don't actually like that. Taking it away, trying something else until something feels right. Or you're entering into that space with all these people, and it's okay that you're not perfect, you know? We have compromise. Okay, again, there's the energy of negotiating, mediating, speaking your needs and your truth. Finding some sort of compromise. Don't people please, okay? Remember to stand in your truth. And don't produce, create. Create from what you want to create. We have there's something you're missing. Okay? There's a lot of synchronicities within this pile and the weekly that's coming out the following day. For those of you who definitely need to listen to that message tomorrow. Sorry, I'm just saying they're kind of ruminating on there's something you're missing. So there's something that you're missing because I think that you're not seeing something clearly, and it has to do with how you're hiding something. You're disguising yourself. We have a hell yes, bitch. Whatever it is that feels like something you've been wanting to invest in or trying, they're like, hell yeah, you gotta do that shit. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, try something new. Maybe this is even a hobby. That could be just what you need. We have something is healed and it's a possibility. You're ready for something, babe. You are so ready. Okay? We have either way. You get to decide what this looks like, but you have to take a risk on yourself. Okay? Oh man, they're flying. All right, the Moon Maiden brings her lucky hair, brings auspicious tidings of prosperity and abundance to you now. The universe seeks to replenish, restore, and create through you. Allow yourself to receive beyond what you thought is possible by opening your heart with gratitude now. Let the blessings of good fortune from the beloved Maiden of the Moon, Kuan Yin, flow easily into your life now. There's just something about you sitting in gratitude, being very grateful, taking a break, maybe separating yourself from the noise. Allow yourself to be full. Take care of yourself, be nourished, and then let the ideas come through your divine feminine energy, and you're going to know what to take action on, and don't hide yourself. Show yourself, reveal yourself. People need to see this. Don't allow negative thoughts or speech to undermine your inner spiritual connection. Claim your voice and power to express yourself from your heart. Though it may not be visible in your physical world, a new order is generating within the soul. And in time, it shall manifest in a transformation that heals your inner world and improves your physical life circumstances as well. So you have to push past those negative thoughts and doubts, and you got to claim that voice, baby. You got to express yourself from your heart. Your world is going to be changing because of it in a really beautiful way. You have to get through those energies where you feel from others, any kind of conflict, whatever it is, you're going to get through. You're going to be shown the way through. This is you answering the call to your ascension process, to your purpose, to what is meant for you in this chapter of your life. It's not something you want to miss. You have an inner gift of great value born of struggle, adversity, and challenge. In wisdom, you know that suffering can lead to growth, providing you're willing to search for a way to heal through it. Seeing challenges as a way to expand your spiritual light empowers you to focus on your growing light rather than getting caught up in the suffering. That's when we get more codependent. We seek validation. We get caught up in the drama and in the suffering aspects of our journey in our life. And when we see that those things are actually trying to get us to grow, and they are a result of where we've been putting our energy before, it's just Spirit trying to show us, is this what you want? No. Okay, what do we need to do to change it? To seek fulfillment. Do that, and then our lives change. It's that simple, right? And obviously we have to do that within our own individual journeys, and our groups, and our families, and our relationships, and then obviously together as a whole, as the world, which will happen as we're doing this individually, okay? And that's how we help the world. We heal through our individual journeys and within our groups and our communities, and it's just shifting, okay? So to end this reading, we're gonna pull some quotes. I just wanna say I love you guys so much. You are so fucking beautiful. You shine that fucking light, okay? Shine it. Shine it on the world. Show us who you are. Don't be afraid. Like I said, wear what you want to wear, be who you want to be. If it feels right, if it is right. If it felt right yesterday and it's not right today, that's okay too. I do that all the time, okay? The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. This is also a synchronicity in the message that's coming out in my Patreon tomorrow. We have how we choose to live, the discipline that we have, and the devotion we have to ourselves dictate what our experiences are going to be. Exactly. What we're experiencing is a culmination of what we have been through before, you know? Happiness is not by chance, but by choice. Exactly. More about the importance of choice and how it shapes our lives. He who blames others has a long way to go on his journey. He who blames himself is halfway there. He who blames no one has arrived, because we know that everything was a result of what we've been putting out. And we are getting back with fairness to understand that, you know? Tricked out of our expectations, we fall back on our senses. What's astonishing is the gulf between what we expect to find and what we find when we actually look. Okay? So again, letting go of those expectations, just trusting how we feel, and then really seeing the truth, as opposed to what we were trying to force ourselves to find when we were fixating, when we're expecting something else, trying to control, trying to force something. A difficulty is a light, and insurmountable difficulty is a sun. There's something beautiful being revealed through you. The sun is yourself, your authenticity. Whew, this is a challenge for you to really truly be who you are, right? And that's why it's so hard, and that's why it's been harder to heal as opposed to maybe other things. But whatever it is, you're gonna fucking radiate from this shit, baby. Okay? Because you're meant to. This is beautiful. Life is the train, not the station. It's not about getting to that place. It's about transforming. It's about becoming. It's about healing. Everything that enters a strong electromagnetic field begins to emit light. The greater energy the object possesses, the brighter it shines. Dudes, see this? The sun? You're meant to radiate. We have Starborn. You're going to crack the fuck open. You're getting stronger. Your light is being revealed through you just being yourself. The brighter it shines, the more it will attract in terms of community, love, experience, and that radiates. That affects the whole. That affects your family. You know what I'm saying? This is the importance of being ourselves. That's why we come to Earth, because down here it's not accepted to be ourselves, right? That's the challenge. We have to become ourselves through that. Simples, but not so simple, right? Okay, you don't want to use an old paradigm or an old pair of glasses to find a new path for your soul. Exactly, you guys. Life's changing here. Things are different. We are going through this. We're constantly transforming. And that's speeding up. We're entering into a new era, of our own journeys of the whole and whatever. So we have to look at things with our new perspective. We can't look at life through our old perspective and expect things to be different, because we're not going to attract it. We have to believe in the possibility here. We have to see things clearly, right? Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. You've got this. Keep going. Keep being yourself. Notice where you're hiding, where you're holding back. Release yourself from things that are resonating with that old version of self, and allow yourself to be reborn, my love. Allow yourself to shine. That's exactly what you're meant to do. All right? I love you guys. I hope these messages help you on your journey. If you need a reading from me, if you need advice from me, whatever you need, I'm here. Even if you just want to ask a question in the comments, I'm here. I love you guys. You got this. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose this card, this message is for you. Okay, we have the number 12, which is the number 3. It says the locked room. And as you can see, there's a maiden about to put a key into a door. So I've already tried to start this pile a couple of times. And it was interesting because I was struggling to speak. It felt like literally there was a bubble in my throat or something was holding me back. Okay, so I felt that was significant because I feel like there is something that maybe makes you do this, withhold your truth, or you felt like you couldn't speak your truth, or there's something within you that needs to be spoken that's being withheld. Maybe it's being stored within you in a place that you haven't been looking. And so I'm going to read from the card or the book on this. This is from a fairy tale heroine oracle. It says, curiosity killed the cat, or so the old saying goes. But in fairy tales, it isn't always so. In the story of Bluebeard, the curious heroine risks everything when she opens the door of a locked room and finds a bloody chamber. After the aristocrat, Bluebeard gives his wife the keys to all the doors in the castle, but forbids her to open one of them. She disobeys his order and so risks angering him when he finds out what she's done. And yet, the knowledge she gains from discovering the brutal deaths that he visited on his former wives also enables her escape that same fate. So yeah, that's the story. She opens it up and she finds like this torture chamber. And when he discovers, or he killed all of his previous wives, so she knows that now. He's angry, but now she has the information to escape because she knows that would be her fate if she stayed. Okay, so in insisting on opening the door to the locked room, the heroine was listening to her intuition. She sensed from the beginning of her marriage that something was wrong and that not everything about her husband was exactly as it seemed. But secrets are complicated things, and uncovering them will always have consequences. Whether those consequences are a help or a hindrance will depend on the ability of the heroine who stands on the threshold of knowledge to listen to and act upon the whispers of her intuition. Is there a secret at the heart of your relationships? What does your intuition tell you about the way forward? Man, I was struggling to read that too. It was kind of crazy. It's like, it was hard to get out. And it's funny because I know that story, so that helped. But I mean, there's something to that. There might be something that you're afraid to reveal, or that you feel like you can't say in certain connections. And what does that mean? Why are you afraid to say it? You know, in a balanced relationship, you should be able to say anything. Okay? So there's some sort of shadow there. Also, the energy of the locked room. In dreams, when we're in houses where there's a locked room, or there's a room with a bunch of stuff in it, there's obviously a place within our subconscious that we're not aware of, or we need to look into, but it's locked up for whatever reason. And we have to find out why it's locked and what's behind the door. Okay? So for some of you, this has to do with relationships, or your relationships can help you understand what's going on here with what's not being looked at, what's not being faced, and what's not being spoken. But also I'm getting this for some of you in terms of your work, your public image, your professional aspirations, or your contributions to society, your influence, okay? And how there's something that needs to be revealed that we're not looking at clearly, and maybe you have some sort of insider perspective into sharing that to help people see within a group or within your workplace or an industry or the world. And there's something about being on the mark, really seeing something clearly, but taking action with it. You know, there's this open-mindedness I'm getting from you in that sense. And that's why something is, you can see it more clearly than others. And you might be, it's like opening Pandora's box in a sense when you reveal something. So it might shake things up around you. Maybe that's why there's this fear of really opening it up. But the story with Pandora's box is that she's given this box as a gift, I think by Zeus, Pandora, who's the wife of, I can't remember. And he says, you can't open it. I'm like, nice fucking gift, bro. But the point is just that curiosity makes her open it either way. And it releases like suffering and pain and darkness into the world. But the end of the story is that she comes back to the box, and with what's within it is hope. And releasing that into the world is which will bring us back into equilibrium. Okay, so that was needed to be shared for whatever reason. I'm going to continue. I'm telling you, I'm having a hard time speaking with this group. Somebody also might be like having a hard time really, it's like you have the perspective, but the concept, and you have the concept, but maybe you don't have it like locked in to where you can embody it, or maybe it's because you're not fully believing it, or you're afraid of what others will think, or there's something that you're not looking at that needs to be looked at within. Your relationships can tell you why you're afraid or something, whatever, you know? Okay. What else about this? Oh, I love laughter coming out first. You know, there's something about your wit, your sense of humor, or, you know, the fact that we can bring laughter to one another that is so fucking powerful. It cuts through everything. It brings us down to the level of realness, because we get so caught up in everything else, the drama, the darkness, the suffering, when laughter can bring us back into our true selves, and that power being like fucking phenomenal, you know. And there's lots of goosebumps. There's something about your gift to bring laughter, maybe needing to be shared. Maybe that's something you're withholding. What kind of relationships do you have around you when it comes to the kind like laughter, bringing that out? Obviously laughter is important. Somebody could be using that in spaces. I don't know if this is relationships. For some of you it is, and others it's like work and how you're showing up. But either way, it's like it's helping you to heal something or see something clearly with whatever that is, or it's gonna help cut through the ice. You make a joke and it just cuts that fucking ice, bro. It's like, oh man, I've done this in my life. Okay, they're bringing me a fucking funny ass story in my life. Me and my dad share a birthday, which is really special. And my dad's a total weirdo. I love him so much. He is why I laugh. He brought so much laughter into my childhood, and he helped me use my sense of humor growing up, and we laugh a lot together. But he pushes the fucking limits. Okay, he thinks it's really funny to push limits with people, where it's like you see it in a sitcom and everybody laughs, but if you see it in real life, it's like, oh my God. That's my dad. Okay, so we're in a situation on our birthday where that happened. He made a joke. I'm not going to get into the full story, but it made people uncomfortable in the room. And there was like fucking, I don't know, 40 people at this thing. We were in a restaurant, and then another person had gotten up, and it was I'm gonna actually tell the story because it's too funny. I love my sister, but she was very drunk. She got up and she gave a really beautiful speech about both of us, that she had written before she had gotten drunk. And so she sort of committed to memory. But then after my dad got up and made the really uncomfortable joke where everyone was like, my sister got back up and said the exact same, like word for word speech that she had just said prior to my dad doing the uncomfortable speech. So I was in this moment, right? It's my birthday. I'm already feeling uncomfortable. I used to get very uncomfortable with my birthdays, for whatever reason, right? And I was like, what am I going to do here? Because we got a room. We have a room full of really awkward energy. This is supposed to be a celebration. I mean, people know both my sister and my dad in this room. It's nothing like that was beyond the ordinary, kind of, in a sense. It was very expected, but also it was like there was an uneasy feeling. So I got up. I have no idea what I said, but I got up in that moment because I knew I had to, and I just fucking made everybody laugh. And I just did it for about 10 minutes. Everybody was just, I mean, it just sealed the deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where the energy shifted. They were hopefully more accepting of what just happened with my family. And you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Like, you find that moment where you're like, oh, I got to do something here. And if I say it in such a way, it will heal something in terms of, you know, I want people to see these people that I love in the light of their amazingness. And you know what I mean? And like the fact that I don't also want people to feel uncomfortable about my birthday party. And so whatever I said was able to just alleviate all of that. And so that's the power of laughter. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like if you need to do that within a relationship or within your industry, it's just fucking amazing what you can do. Like in an instant. And like it could be like chaotic, and then you do that and it's just like okay, we have defense mechanism. Interesting, because sometimes we use our sense of humor as a defense mechanism, and it can show us where we're hiding from our power, our truth. We might diminish ourselves with making jokes, to sort of mask this locked room that we're not looking at within ourselves. And so for some of you, you might be having to face that. Ooh, I'm getting a lot of nervous energy right now from this, talking about this with whoever this is resonating with. And there's like this deep feeling within my heart space of like fear. So you might be masking something with sense of humor as well. Or there's something that's not for everyone, obviously. Just always take what resonates, my darlings. But there's something about something you could be protecting something, whether it is some sort of relationship. Like in that moment, I was kind of protecting my dad and my sister. I'm not gonna lie. I was also like, fuck you guys. You know what I mean? But like, there's this element like where you could be protecting something, or you're protecting yourself from being fully seen by like disregarding or pushing something away or making a joke to get people in a new direction. That's another thing I used to do. If I needed to redirect the conversation, you make a joke, situations changed, or you changed the energy, right? So I don't know. This is definitely different for all of you, but I am getting this like really weird, heavy feeling in my heart space. There might be a fear surrounding unlocking this, of being yourself, of a fear. Oh, I'm also getting like, will people laugh? I've had so many times where I've said things and it just falls on nothing. And it's an awkward moment for sure. But it's also like, okay. And you get to a point too where you kind of think it's funny when that happens, because it's okay. Like whatever. It's like either the delivery was wrong or they just didn't get it, and it doesn't fucking matter, right? It can still be funny to you. You can laugh at yourself. What else? Yeah, I'm getting really nervous. Like there's this nervous energy that's coming up, and somebody could be nervous to like kind of stand up on a stage. Maybe you're making people laugh. Maybe laughter helps you get through those certain kind of frights. I don't know what it is, but there's something about, I don't know, receiving good news when you face this, or when you unlock this, when you release yourself from this. and like something comes through immediately to show you that you have just closed out a major cycle. And then you can understand what was standing in your way. Wow. Okay, we have vacay. Somebody could be like really longing to travel, or they have a dream to go somewhere, and it's like, maybe even for some of you it's a secret dream, but it feels like you're meant to maybe go in that direction. There might be something there for you that helps you unlock something. Otherwise, for others, this is about taking a break, taking a step back. You know, maybe you're pushing yourself really hard right now. Maybe you're trying to keep yourself busy, and that busyness is keeping you from looking at this locked room. You got to look inside this locked room. Sometimes we need to take a step back, take a break to be able to even go there. Okay? There's something within this room, though, that you're longing to understand. For some of you, there's a desire in there. For some of you, there's a secret, a truth revealed that's going to help you understand or take a step forward. For some of you, laughter, why? What are you masking? What are you hiding? Okay, interesting. This is so like kind of all over the place, but it's the same energy. It doesn't matter as usual. So we have naive. Interesting. Okay, so one thing, there's a lot of stuff happening at once here. So let me gather. For one thing, there's the, okay, first of all, we have the word naive. We have this person reaching for a star, but they're on this like kind of ladder that's kind of sketchy. It's just out of reach. It's like a risky situation here. They have their feet on a cloud, which if they take a step, they would just fall through. Hold on. Somebody could have like naively reached for a dream, thinking that it was something else. And really it came with all of this other stuff. I'm getting like haters. What is true happiness? I'm hearing happiness is not by chance, but by choice, which is a quote. Okay, so something where you maybe naively did something. This could be in the past or this could be in the present, where you're not seeing when we're naive, we don't have all the information, right? So we take risks, or we show up in a certain way that shows that we don't have all the information, which is totally okay. That's a part of our lives. But like for some of you, it's like you reached for the dream and you're thinking you're doing something in a naive way, or you did something in a naive way. So then you learn lessons with that. And that's a gift. You learn the lessons. I don't know about what this is, where if you've already experienced this, what this is unlocking within you or showing you that you've locked away by going after this dream. Okay, yes, so there's like a mask. You go after the dream, you're reaching for it because you think that it's going to be the problem solver to everything in your life. You know, it's going to bring you true happiness, when it came with a bunch of lessons and you're like, what the fuck is this? And a bunch of hate. You're awakening to the fact that what true happiness is, what is important, and the fact that maybe you were choosing something because you didn't see your worth and you thought this was going to make you worthy. That was one thing. Okay. Whew. A lot of energy in the chest. I'm just going to tap it. If you guys want to tap with me, you know, we got to open our hearts to the fact that there's things about ourselves that we don't want to see, that we're afraid of, that we lock away, that our relationships show us about how we feel about ourselves. Okay. Otherwise, whatever you're experiencing is going to, you might be receiving lessons right now when it comes to this and what happiness really is, you know, and maybe receiving hater energy is keeping you from something as well. I don't know, whoever you are and however this is affecting your life, you're definitely awakening to something here. And take deep breaths. And just release. You know, there might be a lot of anxiety within you when it comes to being yourself, and that's why it makes it hard to like do certain things or face certain things. But you got this, and whatever is within this locked room is meant to be discovered. And this could hold your potential. You know, what you thought you were going for is actually much grander You know what I'm saying? And so that might be something you're also figuring out on your journey, and you're like, but, you know. Okay, we have crisis. Interesting. Boundaries, and one more, please. It's a long reading already, my loves. I'm sorry, because we are just at the beginning. Anger management, interesting. That is very interesting. Hater at the bottom, I'm telling you. Okay, these haters are showing you something. And maybe you've dealt with this about your anger. It probably brings the triggers up within you, and that's because you thought this thing was going to do something for you, and so it's bringing this other energy, and really it's showing you that there's something within you that you were hiding, you were locking away, and that anger's coming out, sort of backlashing because you're angry that it wasn't what you thought it was, or you were trying to hide this anger and it's like it's coming out. I don't know. It's going to be different for all of you, but there's obviously this energy of negative energy coming towards you, and you're like, what the fuck is this? And you might be in a position where you're like, oh my God, having to deal with some sort of crisis or some sort of drama, you know, when it comes to whatever you're dealing with in your relationships, or whatever you're dealing with within your work. But with boundaries, you know, you're also learning about the importance of boundaries, and including with yourself, and understanding how to show up when you have to deal with that kind of energy, but also again how the power of laughter can cut through that shit as well. Let me try to think. Yes, okay, I do have a story for that. My dad, this is not my story, but my dad was one of 7, okay? And his mom, bless her heart, that must have been very intense to have 7 children. So she did have a lot of like triggers and anger because she was a nurse in the army. She was very fluent in French. She was very like intelligent. She had a lot of like potential with certain things. I feel like one of her things when she had so many children, you have to kind of sacrifice certain things, especially when you have that many kids, I think. And she had some anger stuff within her. And her and my dad were in some sort of argument when he was in high school or something like that. And she like got mad at him, and she picked up this piece of pie and threw it at him, and he caught it. And they both just burst into laughter and sort of broke through whatever this, you know, silly conflict was. You know, who knows what it was, it doesn't matter. But it just like, she loves my dad too. He was like the second to youngest, and he was the funny one. And so she just loved having him around because he helped her lighten up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know why that had to be shared, but that's the energy. Like, you can cut through anger too. So I don't know why that's significant, but here we have this big gap in between you and something else. And this could be in between you and a relationship. Somebody could be at a distance from someone because they have to learn something to come back around to that connection, to go deeper within why certain things are within that connection. Maybe you have locked memories and things from the past. If this is a relationship thing where the anger comes out when you're around this person, it's because of whatever's in here, and you have to face it. So maybe the distance is helping you with that, but there's this energy of having to come back around or to close the gap. For others of you, when this has to do with you and what you want when it comes to your career, there's like this kind of daunting, like, how am I going to get from this side to this side? And it's by facing whatever this is in between you and that. And that, my love, would be, I think, your power, or whatever you're hiding from in here. This is so many different possibilities. So I hope I'm saying this in a way that can affect all of you. But it's like, obviously there's conflict, there's anger, there's naivety, and there's laughter. And there's a way to get from here to there. And you have to figure out how to do that. And the answer lies within this thing that is within you that you're not looking at. And this is a beautiful reading, my loves. You're going to find out what it is. You're going to unlock the door. And maybe that's what you're in the process of doing. But it's going to like change your fucking life. Or change the energy, the dynamic of a relationship. Or I don't know. What's laughter? We have the 6 of Pentacles. Love that, because it's about give and take, reciprocity. You know, that's what laughter brings, like a really beautiful exchange. You know, somebody brings forth something that turns a concept on its head, and it breaks someone free from the seriousness of something. And there's an exchange there. There's a delivery and a laughter that comes out of that person that makes this person go, yes, I fucking nailed it. You know what I'm saying? But it's true. There's like, okay, I got to them. That's what we want here. And that's the power of comedians, man. They can get to someone and help them see something in a whole other way. It's a mad intelligent to be a comedian. If somebody is thinking of doing that or doing that, it's definitely a superpower. But if it's just a relationship thing, it's like there's something about the importance of laughter in the exchange that's going to help you get through some sort of difficulty. 6 of Swords at the bottom. You're going to go forward. Wow, 24 minutes already on the clock. You guys, I already know this is going to be a little bit long. I have a lot of like deep pain still within my heart. I'm going to tap that again if you guys want to take a deep breath and tap through there. I feel like there is like a major thing that you're facing here, and you got this. You're going to see where you had some defenses up. You're going to see your own shadows within this, and that's what's being called to transform, and that's a beautiful thing. Something's coming up to be healed and released and let go of, so that you can transform the energy, so that you can, you know, release what's you're holding on to, or what if it has to do with others. It could be a community thing. Again, a comedian does that to an entire room or a huge group within the world, that kind of thing. It depends on your platform and what you're doing this with. But it's something's deep here. Locked room, feels connected to the heart chakra. We got to break free. Okay, vacay, what you talking about over here? Page of Swords. Okay, so yeah, for a lot of you, it's about taking a step back, taking a break, and really sitting with what you're wanting to say or what you know before you reveal it. You don't want to recklessly, impulsively reveal something that isn't ready, maybe, or that you don't fully understand. And it's like through understanding this, I think this is gonna take you to the King of Swords, gonna help you get through something, shift something completely, unlock, dude. Like, this is powerful shit. Okay, we have the Emperor. So I'm talking about, okay? You don't want to do anything recklessly or impulsively. It's about doing something with strength and authority and knowing and standing in your power. Also, if we're talking about laughter, it is about delivery. If you're not feeling confident, the delivery is going to be off. It's not going to reach. You know what I'm saying? It's about you grasp that joke in the moment, especially if you're using wit. You grasp that joke in the moment, and you fucking ride it with strength, no matter what happens on the other side of it, okay? But also learn from it. If it didn't hit, what is that telling you? There's some perspective that you didn't understand, or was my delivery off because of this? You know what I'm saying? This is powerful. This is leading you to some kind of choice for some reason, or this could even be like a deepening of a relationship, okay? The energy is so powerful today, you guys, and I am filming this on a blood moon. This reading is timeless, obviously. I'm filming this on the blood moon, releasing it on the blood moon. This could speak to a blood moon in the future for some of you, but the energy is already powerful. I mean, I'm feeling it. I know you guys are feeling it. Big transformation happening. We're all entering through this thing together, and it looks the way it looks like within ourselves, within our own groups, and within the world. And with Queen of Cups, this is about compassion. It's about love. It's about trusting how you feel. It's about being an artist, tapping into possibilities and imagination. You know, it's a beautiful place to be in time of crisis. And I feel like that's why you are unlocking certain things within yourself, because you hold such beautiful wisdom or love or compassion or truth or beautiful skills when it comes to art, your artistry, that it can be so healing for people in times of crisis. You could be the beacon within your family or a community. This is what you're supposed to do, because it helps get through the things that we're not looking at, okay? You're meant to shine within whatever this is, within whatever group this is, okay? Whatever it is that you're doing and how you're doing it is very healing for others. We have the Star on the bottom, 10 of Pentacles underneath, Ace of Cups, 8 of Swords. We feel like we have this feeling within us that we're trusting. It's very much connected to our legacy and our purpose, but there's fear surrounding getting it out. And this is why. What the fuck is in here? Okay? Because we need you to be on board here. We need you to be up in this shit, not this shit, right? But it's okay to be in this shit. And I'm pointing at naive, by the way, if you're just listening, but because that's how we learn when we make those mistakes. But I feel like you have learned a lot from previous mistakes. So you have the power to stand in your energy and face something that's huge that you've been blocking off for a long time. And in doing this, it's going to heal something, and it's going to be so powerful with how you're showing up in the world. My God, we have King of Pentacles. I mean, that is stability. That's feeling very strong at home within yourself and within your position in life. Okay? This, not so much, right? We have this big ravine within here and here. So there's something about you getting from this place, I think, to this place, or somebody's using their stature or their resources to get from this place to this place. I'm not sure. But there's something about taking passionate action with how you feel and being grounded within how you feel, or using your resources in some kind of way to close the gap. I'm getting for somebody, it's like we're closing a gap. We have this, okay, oh, God damn it, this reading. Okay, so there's this division between either you and a person or something you see out in the world. And it's like you have some sort of perspective that can close that gap, but something is keeping you from sharing it because of what is in here. This is why you need to look at this, because it's going to help you lock that in, and whatever it is going to bring you a lot of stability, or something's going to solidify in your reality because of it. Okay, we have 9 of Cups in reverse with anger management. Talk about the truth here. I mean, 9 of Cups in reverse, you might be angry because your wishes didn't turn out the way you thought. Or you might be angry because you haven't received your wish. Or there's certain things coming up within you. You know, you're meant to handle this energy right now because it's keeping you from fulfillment or happiness or a wish. You can't enjoy something if you're locking something away. That's why you see people, you know, they get to a dream or they get to a lot of money and they're like, well, I'm not happy at all, because there's something that they were covering up and they were hiding away, and they thought that thing was going to give them that, and it didn't. So you're being faced with having to look, right? Because you know that you actually want this, not that. And maybe you have that wisdom for some of you and you want to share it with others, but there's certain things, something's standing in your way here though with the locked room. Okay, let me see. 31 minutes. I don't want to go on too long with you guys, but I seriously did like a lot of other piles for others. We're just going to keep going because I love you guys and I want to get you everything you need. And if you need to pause this video and come back to it, please do. Okay. Yes, we have comparison. Somebody could have been laughed at when they were younger or bullied. And that kind of maybe made you seek validation outside of yourself, or think that you needed something, and that goal or that dream was going to like be some sort of like, you know, revenge or show them, or it's like you'll feel worthy if you do this, but you're not worthy until, whatever it is, there's obviously something where you're comparing yourself to others. Another person might be getting into a competitive field where they're comparing themselves to others or feeling imposter syndrome. Whatever it is. And I think pile number 1, this is a totally different energy, but pile number 1 had this card too, and they had the same message where it's like you have to see eye to eye with others, knowing that we're all equals. Okay, that's where we bridge that gap. We don't put ourselves above others, we don't put ourselves below others. We're all here together, and we could be sharing our gifts and seeing eye to eye where there's great divide. Okay, so somebody might be like an amazing comedian when it comes to like bringing people together, especially when it comes to division. And if you're that, you fucking get out there, baby. You share that light, okay? Because whatever you have to share is healing. Another thing is just like, if you're doing this through what you do or in a relationship, where you're dealing with comparison within a relationship, it's really important to keep trying to bring that balance, that give and take and laughter into that space. Still, I'm having this feeling in my heart space, you guys. It's like this pit. What is the deal? Resistance. Okay. So yes, there's resistance to this because there's some sort of defense mechanism. There's a fear here. You're being initiated. You have to follow your intuition. You're having to face something. Spirit's like, you got to do this, or you have to unlock this room. I don't know what's on the other side of this room, but I got to unlock it. It's going to be the key forward. Okay, this could be just somebody dipping into the unknown and having to see what's behind this door by walking through it. Yeah, you're being initiated, and there's resistance to it because of the past and some sort of defense mechanism. And that needs to transform for you to fully stand in your power. And that's important. Especially the higher up in terms of your platform and how many people's lives you're affecting. But there are no small ways of doing this. Never. Okay? If you're doing this within a family group, that is just as important. Do you understand me? Just as important. Again, we're eye to eye equals. We're all doing our part in our own way. It feels so good to be here with you guys. We have throat chakra. Even with this pit in my heart, I just want to like hug you because, and I feel that nervous energy again. And I know like how powerful you are. It's like fucking there's this lion that wants to come out of you, honey bunny. There's something that wants to come out of you too in terms of your voice, your throat chakra, what you have to say, how you're expressing yourself. You need to take a vacation. Somebody might be taking a big step back from their work because they need it. It's something I'm getting like this like energy thing where it's like you're overdoing it and it's hurting you and it's time to take it back. So if you resonate that with trust your instincts, self-care is incredibly important. And I know there's different pressures for different like industries and levels of where we're at within our influence, but we have to give to ourselves. We have to do this work if we want to make the most impact in terms of our healing as a collective. And so something needs to heal within you so that you can be more powerful with your words or your singing voice or your expression. There's something about it that you take that step back, you come back like fucking full force, baby. Like, and you're going to surprise the hell out of yourself. Okay. So trust your instincts. Part of you might be like, I can't take a break. I have to go. We're in this crisis now. We need to do this now. You know, that's how it feels sometimes, especially when we look around and see what's happening in the world. But sometimes we need to just feed ourselves, because the more you do, you're going to turn into a sun. You're going to come back, and that impact, oh my God, you guys, I'm getting so many goosebumps. And that feeling in the heart space just melted away. Okay. Just melted away. And they're just hitting me over and over. I'm just going to sit here with you guys while you're feeling this shit. There's something about the way you're going to be receiving, because you've done the healing. You receive more, you can give more. It's like that beautiful, whew. I'm proud of you guys. I know this is difficult work because we lock those things that we really don't want to see or that we really don't want to face. Those are kind of like sometimes the last things that we do before we break through. But we come to it. Look at this. I'm telling you, receiving frequency, but it's in reverse, right? You're meant to receive. You're blocking something because of something to do with naivety, because you're not looking at this. You have to deal with this. Boom, Emperor, receive. You take action. You take action when it's time, when it's ready. And I said the same thing in pile number 1, but this is completely different energy. As an artist and as a person who is creating for their work or just in life, anything, anybody. We're all artists at the end of the fucking day, babe. We're creators, right? We want to create, not produce. When we're just producing, we get exhausted. We're trying to do everything for everyone else. We're depleting ourselves, and what we produce maybe isn't our best. When we create, we are tapping in. We've taken a break. We experience life. We break away, and we can clear out. We can receive amazing ideas. Or what have you, and we give from that place. And it's not about like having to be in constant production. It's about you give when you receive. Okay? You don't have to uphold something. I'm hearing heart chakra. Telling you this is heart opening for you. It's taking a lot of strength for you to look within here. I think for a lot of you has to do with self-love, loving yourself. Opening your heart within a connection for some of you, opening your heart with compassion when it comes to giving to others. Maybe for those of you who resonate with coming from a like more negative, cynical worldview or people in general. I remember I've been there. I used to have a bag that said, I hate people. Okay? I now have a hat that says, love everyone. And I mean everyone. Okay? Because that's how our compassion has to reach if we want to get through this thing as a whole. It's not one side or the other. You know what I'm saying? We have to close those gaps of division to really fucking feel our connection to one another. And we have moments of this in our lives, you know, but it is powerful shit, okay? So there's something healing. You got to do this if you want to open that heart up even more, babe. Okay, we have abundance. That's what I'm talking about with King of Pentacles. We close these gaps. The possibility on the other side is unreal. We have no idea what we're capable of in ourselves and within our whole. Pure potential, pure possibility. I can't, there's no words, okay? We are putting boundaries upon ourselves, upon our power, when we are unlimited. I'm getting hyped up right now. My whole body's vibrating and fucking... We have so much potential, you know? We gotta tap into that shit. Oh dear. This is the card that popped out before I dropped everything. We're just gonna toss those away. We have, you're exactly where you need to be, okay? Wherever you're at right now in this moment. It's okay. It's okay. You are okay. You are beautiful. It's okay if you know, got short with someone. It's okay. You know, sometimes we're trying to uphold this happiness too, this positivity. But when we like kind of succumb to our emotions in some kind of way, even if it's the slightest, we're like, fuck, you know, whatever you're learning is exactly where you need to be to make this transform. It's keeping you from your happiness. It's keeping you from your fulfillment. There's some sort of division or anger or conflict surrounding this. There's something locked up in here within you that you have to see, and that your relationships or your position and your job is showing you. Okay? This is the way through. Kairos, divine timing. Things are ready, they happen. What we call luck, what we call serendipity, it's just a ripe moment. The fruit has been, the rose has blossomed. Okay? That is Kairos. It's divinity. It's out of time, but it happens when it's supposed to. Okay? And we have to trust that. Not resist the fact that we're not where we wish we were. Okay? Or be so caught up in the past that we can't allow the present. The venom. This is what we're discovering. The venom is the antidote, okay? The venom that has affected you and that you've locked up deep within you is where you need to look and heal and use to break free, to cure, you know, to face, to speak about, you know? For some of us, we have a hard time talking about those things or you know what I mean? We have to face these things to them to be revealed, for the truth to come through, you know, including when we have to face our own shadows. It's hard to do that sometimes, like make amends, say I'm sorry, but also forgive yourself. We have the mystic. You're powerful, babe. You gotta look at I know this is a great challenge for you, but you have a power, and we all do at the end of the day, but some of us have gone to different levels. Doesn't matter. The people below them will get there too. It's not about rank. Like I said, I to motherfucking I, but some people have a position where they can share their light on a greater scale, and that is you. And you have the capacity to. That's why. But also, you could have greater capacity if you opened your heart to yourself or whatever the fuck is up in here, and that will reach more. You see this wingspan? This is powerful. Look who came out, okay? The comic, baby. Keep laughing. You keep joking around. It's okay to make laughter light of ourselves, but not to the detriment of ourselves, okay? There's a line with that. And if you're constantly self-deprecating, you can see how you actually feel about yourself, and why are you deflecting, okay? It's the way, delivery is everything. What did I write in my journal the other day? Hold on. The longest reading of all time. Hold on. We're doing this together, okay? I have to say it to you, though. I have to find it. It was pretty recent. Okay, I'll just pause it and come back. Hold on. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I totally fucking forgot what I was looking for. Because I just went down a rabbit hole trying to find this thing. But I'm just gonna read to you a couple of things that stood out, because I think that somebody needs to hear them. There is something about a voice inside that's keeping you from receiving loving compliments, or it's keeping you from accepting love when it's being directed at you. And that is, they need you to see that, because they want you to receive that love. There's some reason why you don't think that you deserve it. And you might think it's just humility, but it's not. It's a self-worth thing. Okay, let me see. Okay, I also said something about there will be people who like don't receive and understand you, because certain people just can't receive the message you're sending yet, and that has nothing to do with you. People have to be at a certain frequency to be able to receive. So sometimes we want people to hear what we're saying and to get the blessing, but they just can't. They don't have the capacity. And it's okay. It's not your responsibility to get them there, but you just have to keep showing up and hope for the best for their journey in a sense. In other words, you have to continue forward, but you have to let it go at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because we can get really fixated on like, I just want them to see, or I want them to heal, but that's their journey. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, because something about our different capacities to receive, they're based upon our perspectives, which is our experience, our retention, and our integration of wisdom. So if someone hasn't had that, they're not going to be able to hear you, and that's okay. But there's something about laughter and comedian, wit that we can use to kind of break through those kind of energies too, to help more people see, and at least that plants a seed within them that maybe opens them up for the future. So everything is good. It's all good. Okay, and I have no idea. I had something else entirely, but I mean, I guess that's what we were supposed to do. Here we are. If it comes back, it comes back. Okay, so let me see if there are any signs, synchronicities, handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. Again, I'm getting the energy of people coming together from different perspectives. Division, strength, mediation, seeing each other eye to eye. This is powerful shit, you guys. Deep friendship, healing connections, relationships that you have, or bringing people together in a deeper sense. Box, you will receive a gift. We were talking about Pandora's box earlier. That's the synchronicity. Crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. There's something that's coming out of you that's meant to be born from you. You're meant to bring into this realm. It's a part of your legacy. You might be doing it already, but it's developing, and let it develop, because it no longer, whether we create an art or we create humans, it's meant to go on without us, It's what happens with the energy. We give it the strongest foundation we can, and we let it become what it's going to become. But that's why important values are so important, because it will develop and it gets put into different hands. And if we do it on the grander purpose of like values and structure, we can bring more without like control and greed. That's like kind of, well, I'm not going to get into that right now, but that's how certain structures will fail when it becomes more of that power and greed, and it's not doing what it's supposed to do. If we give it that strong sense and we reach many, it can have more legs to walk in a sense on its own. I hope that makes sense. Love. Yes, that's your baseline. You fucking use that through everything that you do, including loving yourself. Obstacles, no problem. Those are going to help you get to that moment or that place that you're trying to get to, but it's not about the place, it's about the transformation, okay? You're meant to just keep going forward. Something is spinning. You're spinning your wheels with something because you're not looking at something. You need to look at this. Take a break, go within, look at this. Maybe you need to get counseling in this area. Whatever you need to do. I'm here for you. If you want a reading on this, you reach out. We'll get as much as we can, but at the end of the day, it's you that has to work with the energy that I give you. You know, I only facilitate the healing. I give you as much as they let me, right? You have to work with those tools and use them. And a lot of the time, we want the transformation, we resonate with the information, but we're not actually working with the tools. And that's important. Fan, romance, celebration, party. Somebody might have a lot of fans or followers or people that you kind of look after, or team, I'll say. And that maybe there's a certain pressure on that when it comes to your position or the producing. But again, you want to create, not produce. Also, there's something about living life and celebrating, going on vacation, allowing yourself to just enjoy. And I think that's the necessary break you need. We have broom, new home, new attitude. Yeah, somebody could just be like going on a vacation or moving, just changing up the energy, we'll say, however that sounds to you. But this is that locked room in the house that needs to be cleaned out. Okay? That's going to change your fucking perspective. That is exactly what you need. Use this eclipse energy to do this. Okay? Clouds, temporary problems. You don't see something clearly. This is why you're going to. It's not a big deal. Okay? As I drop all these cards. Okay. Woman. Dealings or relationship with a woman. This could be for some of you a certain relationship where there is conflict, or there's a relationship in your life that's showing you an old wound, or this is where it was created. That's for somebody. Otherwise, hold on, let me see if I can find something else. I'm also just getting divine feminine energy when we're tapping into our imagination and possibility to bring out in the moment, like wit, right? Or idea. Also, I'm just getting the nurturing aspect of the woman, the taking care of yourself, finding home within yourself, loving yourself or whatever you're creating and letting it develop without pressure. You know, if we look at it in terms of a child, we could see that child and we want the best for that child, but we know what it's like to let certain things get away from us. And so we try to force that on that child. You know, it's not about that as much as it's like, here are some really awesome tools that will help you to grow and develop and find your own way in this world. And that's just a metaphor, but also maybe for some of you, it speaks to an experience you're going through. Whatever it is, it's for you. Okay. Keywords, quotes, and then we're done. Sorry guys, I know this is long, but these are so powerful today. I just can't not do this for you. We have make a sacrifice, we have plan ahead, we have expect miracles, open your heart, right over heart chakra, don't limit yourself. We have use your imagination. We have let your curiosity lead the way. To be determined. We have don't worry about it. We have release expectations. We have yes. Okay, so something that feels like a yes, you're meant to follow it. We have a release the old. Or if there's something coming up within you when I'm talking about all that stuff, they're kind of just confirming that with the yes. We have there's only one way to find out. Okay, so obviously you have to do this to see. You have to go to this place. And then we have why so serious with laughter and the comic. I fucking love Spirit. Okay. To end this reading, I'm going to pull some quotes for you guys. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Faith is not belief. Belief is passive. Faith is active. If you really have faith in something, you act like it, right? Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. You worry about what you're going through right now. You're exactly where you need to be. Happiness is not by chance, but by choice. I'm pretty sure I quoted that earlier. Was that this reading? It's been so long. I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, we have... The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. He who blames others has a long way to go on his journey. He who blames himself is halfway there. He who blames no one has arrived. Life is the train, not the station. That's more confirmation. We said that earlier in other words. You put water into a bottle and it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or water can crash. Be water, my friend. And in the kingdom of love, there is no competition, there is no possessiveness, there is no control. At the bottom, as human beings, we are perfectly imperfect. It is through our mistakes that we learn. And that is okay. You are so lovely. You are so powerful. You have so much to give. Your way to do that in a grander way is to look here, to take a step back, find out what this is trying to tell you. What are your relationships trying to tell you? Okay. I feel like a lot of this has to do with self-love. A lot of this has to do with facing things that we've been putting off or seeing what's on this other side of our potential. I mean, I really get an ascension here. Obviously, I mean, that's what we're doing, but you're getting to a new level of self where it is completely unknown to you. And I think it's a much greater version of self. And so it's intimidating, you know, but I'm here for you guys, right? In the comments, if you need a reading, you know all my other resources. If you need anything at all, I hope these messages help you on your journey. I truly do, for your highest and greatest good and the highest and greatest good of all. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this card, the seed, this message is for you. We have the number 11, which is also in the number 2. We can see 2 hands with a sprout in it, or a seed, and it's kind of sprouting. It speaks to our power and our hands to create, and the time that it takes, the patience that it takes, and the nourishment that it takes for something to grow. But I'm going to read to you from the book on the seed, which I should have got before, but here we are. Oh, there it is. Okay. So in fairy tales, a seed symbolizes a possibility that can be planted and nurtured. Something that can grow from a situation and flourish no matter how perilous or insuperable. I don't know. Insuperable. I don't know what that is, but that situation might seem. Seeds then are about incubation, but the right conditions must exist for the seed to germinate. The germination of a seed is a metaphor for soul work, the work that we all must do to grow into wholeness. It takes place in the long dark night of which everything is born, deep in the underworld, where the seed will burst out with its heart out of its hard coat before emerging above ground in spring. But a germinated seed must be tended. It must be nourished and cared for if it is to grow into its full potential, if it is to flower and fruit and ripen. Seeds frequently appear in the fairy tale sorting tasks, and so they represent discernment. What is it exactly that you should grow from this situation that you're in now? Okay. What exactly will you sow, and what will you reap from it? Also, what should you be nourishing or investing in? So what is incubating in you right now? And does it have the right conditions to grow? When it emerges, how will you help it flourish? So yeah, are you in a place where you're able to grow, or are you in a place where you feel more contained? Have you outgrown a situation and need to be put in a new situation or in new circles or groups? Or is there something within you that you need to look at and take care of and put energy towards? Are you afraid of the capacity of continuing to nurture and love whatever this is that wants to come out of you? Okay, that's the vibe. There's something about investing in something and bringing it into balance that I'm getting. So somebody, that could be for someone's finances. I don't know if you're saving for something or you're investing in something that you will hope to see grow one day, or there's something that you just see a lot of value in. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is. You see a lot of value in it and you want to put energy towards it to make sure that it brings in more fruit or it balances something out in the future. There's something about what it brings. Okay, we're not going to take those. So let me see. What is the message for pile number 3 when it comes to this? We have defense mechanism. Okay. So obviously there's some sort of defense mechanism keeping you from either planting a seed or nourishing something. You feel like you can't uphold it. There might be a fear of failure, a fear of success. Okay, we have boundaries, which we did see this card when all those other ones came out, so that's interesting. Yeah, you could feel very far away from where you are and where you want to be, or there could feel like there's a big divide between you and others or another person. There's something about breaking free from boundaries that's going to close this gap. I feel like these defenses are what's keeping you further away from what it is that you want, if that makes sense. There needs to be more love given to the situation if it's yourself and the belief in yourself and what you're creating, or love into a situation that you truly value and that you want to invest your time in. And that could even be a relationship for some of you. So whatever it is, there needs to be more love poured into this, okay? We have spiritual bath, the importance of cleansing our energies, okay? And allowing spirit to bathe us in the experiences that are going to help us grow. Getting out of the way, not resisting what we're being shown, right? But protecting our energy. There's things that are going to be revealed to you, and I feel like it's in a time when you're saying less and feeling more, or going within, or listening, whether it's to yourself within or to another. Okay? Woosah. Okay, so this is when we're trying to kind of find our peace in a difficult moment. Okay? So it's like so much could be going on around us, so there's so much intensity or even conflict or anger that we have to exhale. We have to exhale, find our center, because we'll get wrapped up in it if we don't, or we'll be overtaken by the emotion and we'll react. Okay? So for some reason, this is important because it's like you need to nourish something or yourself through something that is maybe challenging. Yeah, I was just hearing that there's an imbalance between your divine feminine and masculine. And so you'll be more reactive, and it's important to find your balance, and see where your masculine wants to overtake or react through like an intense emotional feeling I'm kind of getting. Which is distorted by whatever you're experiencing or the perspective that you have at this time. There's something that needs to balance out and for you to calm down to really help see something through. We have heartbroken and happiness, okay? And I'm guided to put it like this, okay? So obviously, there is something here where there is pain, okay? And it's either keeping you from, like I said, investing in something, or continuing to invest in something, or to love yourself through something, or to open your heart within a connection or with another. It's like it said, it's throwing you off somehow. And so when we get like overly emotional, we can be more reactive, or we can get swept away. There's this energy of really having to see the defense mechanisms that we have, the boundaries that we set between us and another, or us and something else, if it's a goal. and see how our heartbreak from our past is actually in control of this whole thing. And there's this need for love, there's this need for healing to enable this growth. And what's on the other side of that is our happiness. Okay? So really important that you're facing whatever this is, trusting in what you're experiencing, but balancing what needs to be balanced. Okay? Yeah, Temperance and Seven of Cups. Balance, sacrifice, patience, okay? What do I need to do to keep myself as much as possible in peace and understanding and compassion? You know, what do I need to sacrifice that's throwing me off from my peace or from handling something from a more balanced perspective? Okay? How am I being taught patience? Because things take time to grow. We have to give them the love and the time, and they grow when they're meant to. They blossom when it's time. We can't force that. Okay? Seven of Cups is ultimately about choices and looking at our choices. Are we choosing things that are fulfilling? Where are we investing our energy in? You know, and how are we sabotaging ourselves in terms of choosing things that are throwing us off balance, or because we're choosing things out of defense, because we're on the defense. That's the importance of temperance in the fucking human journey, okay? And this is how we emotionally mature as well. And so we have to really watch ourselves in terms of our emotions and our reactions from our emotions, especially with Wusa here, okay? And also where we're choosing things out of a place of being hurt and that we're afraid to be hurt again, or that something will happen as it did in the past, or that something's not meant for us, or we're not worthy, whatever it is. It's a time to really, really love, nurture, okay? I'm getting strong, nurturing vibes, supportive vibes, compassion for yourself, for the situation, for the other. Okay, we have the Nine of Wands, so that's more defenses, boundaries, being on the defense, feeling far away from what we have put our energy to, even if we put a lot of energy towards it, feeling that disconnect. But also there's this energy of like, I put in so much, I'm gonna keep going, okay? But what has to be let go of? Where do we need to have boundaries with ourselves and our choices? What are we keeping ourselves from and why? What do we need to nourish? Maybe we're exhausted. With the Nine of Wands, usually we're exhausted. We've done so much, we haven't gotten there yet. We're like, fucking when? It's like, take a break. You're still on the path. Okay? There's no giving up now. We in it. Okay? We're gonna get there. You bet your sweet fucking ass you are. Okay? It's gonna happen in terms of like, maybe for some of you, like I said, you're developing something, you want to see it grow. It's not about, you have to heal in order to make this stable. Otherwise, you're doing it just because, for some other reason than the fact that it is like you love doing it, or it's really has a lot of purpose, it's meant to be shared. Or otherwise you might be doing it because you think that's what other people are doing, or you're doing what everyone else is doing, or you're trying to please others, or you think you're not worthy until the goal is meant to help you transform. You reach for something. You have to go through the process it gets to get there, but also you have to heal in the process to get there, because it comes with initiation, tests, shadows within yourself, and the necessary nourishment and care that it takes to grow and create as a fucking creator. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you resonate with, you're gonna get there. That's not the point. The point is you are healing in the process. You are creating a very strong foundation, and you're learning what it takes to really build something with stability. And we have the Empress with spiritual bath. You are surrounded with potential, possibility, okay? Resource. We might not feel that when we're only looking at what we don't have, but here we are in a beautiful, abundant earth, you know, with tons of people who have walked the path that we can source from in terms of encouragement and inspiration. We have each other when it comes to getting through things, difficult things, support. We can lift each other up instead of tearing each other down and competing with one another. There's potential and possibility all around us, but we see life in this weird, linear, dense way, okay? Spirit is bathing us from this old perspective so that we can see the truth within our power, okay? And the Empress is also a mother. She's the creator of life. The seed will grow, but she lets it go, lets it develop into what it's meant to be, okay? If we smother it, if we water it too much, okay? If we try to possess or control it, if we don't give it enough sunlight, it's gonna not grow to its capacity, to its full potential. But if we give it just what it needs to have that beautiful foundation, and we know when we need to transfer it to a bigger soil if it needs. These are all metaphors, obviously. If we need to let it go out into the world and go to college, whatever it is, it's like we release the thing that we have created with that strong foundation, and we let it become what it's meant to become. Including ourselves, our rebirth. We have Four of Pentacles. So there may be ways in which you might be being stingy, hoarding, holding back, being afraid to spend your money, being afraid to invest, staying in the stuck or the familiar, being miserly with your resources. Whatever it is, you have to look at that and choose love and choose nourishment in whatever it is that you're trying to invest in and see grow. Page of Swords. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, there's definitely lessons to be learned in terms of a perspective or an understanding, or even like saying something, an idea, a sharing of an insight, a concept. Whatever it is, the balancing and the temperance will help you to fully develop this idea or this, whatever it is that you want to communicated, or creating something in a balanced way, as opposed to something that will not be in its prime potential. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something about what you're investing your energy in and where it's coming from. Is it coming from a place of pain, or is it coming from a place of expansion and healing? Because I am getting this sort of division and this conflict or this competitiveness, or coming up against each other, defenses. It's not getting something somewhere. So there's something about what you can do, what you can control, is to invest in yourself and your healing, and investing in things that you know are going to help you heal or grow, or that you see a lot of value potential in. Does that make sense? It should, for however this is hitting you. But let's see, happiness, 10 of Wands. So we go from the 9 to the 10, but here she's arriving somewhere. She's at the gates of the city, okay? But to get to the city, she has to leave all this behind. She has to release what she's just put all of her energy to, and just embody and become what it is that she's created. Obviously, this being a metaphor, right? But this is where you're going to be able to really experience happiness with the process of creation, as opposed to reaching there and not being able to be fulfilled by it, because you were able to heal through and transform through the experience, as opposed to just doing something because you're like, oh, that's the thing that's going to make me happy or popular or whatever it is. You're doing it with the purpose behind it, which is the transformation and the healing, and then you actually get to experience the fulfillment from what it is that you've invested in. Okay? Oh man, I dropped those cards. Hold on, I remember. It's all coming back to me. Okay. These are powerful readings today, my loves, and it's no surprise, as I am filming this on the blood moon, and I'm releasing it on the blood moon. And of course, this is timeless, so this could be a blood moon reading for the future. Whatever it is, it's fucking potent right now. So we can use this energy to, look at this blossom, to really powerfully move ourselves forward. Okay, so we have sensual expression. This is this turning into this, blossoming, going out into the world. okay? The more you choose yourself, you choose love, you nourish and invest in whatever this is, it's going to grow and it's going to reach many, or it's going to get you places, okay? But you have to release your defenses, you have to be patient, you have to sacrifice, you have to moderate, you have to have your balance, and you have to choose wisely and really listen to how you feel as opposed to what others are doing or what you think the way is going to go, because that's what's been done before. Fuck that shit. Okay, this is your journey. We have standstill, so we do see this energy of being stuck, you know, being here but wanting to be there, seeing the goal but not knowing how to get there, having our defenses up but like not knowing where to go. You're gonna get there. It's about allowing spirit to reveal to you the path to get there by getting out of your own fucking way, you know, and really just nourishing what you feel called to nourish because you want it. Like, I want love, I want connection, I'm going to foster those connections, I'm going to hope for that, I'm going to, you know, want to attract that into my life, which means you're going to have to heal enough to receive it. And so spirit will take you on that journey so that you can. It takes the time it takes. That's an example, okay? Really having to tap into our higher wisdom and trust in the mystery that we will be led the way as long as we're investing in what we value and what we really value, not what we think is valuable or what's going to get us the friends or the money or the fame or the stature. It's like, no, I want connection, I want freedom, I want to be able to travel as I will, I want love, I want a family, I want a home, whatever the fuck it is. But it has to really have that strong core. Otherwise it will fall, or you'll get there and it will come with a fuck ton of tests and shit, and you're like, what the hell is this? You know, that's the same old story of somebody getting to famous and thinking that's going to handle everything, and then they see that it's not, and they can't trust anyone, or they feel more alone, or the money doesn't buy happiness, or whatever it is, you know. Again, that being an example. Okay, we have mentor. Okay, so there could be a specific mentor in your life that's helping you sort of make your way through this. With the Empress energy and the spiritual bath, someone who's meant to guide you through this experience. And it's like the energy of using that in a very balanced way with, because see this little infinity symbol? There has to be an exchange when it comes to that, you know. When we have our teachers in our life, we receive the information from them, but we either have to exchange something in terms of a resource, like money, or there's some sort of exchange happening between you and this mentor that ensures the stability of the connection, or the way it will affect you. I don't, how else can you help me with that? Well, there was something else too, hold on. Okay, where the teacher gets you to a certain position, but then you have to use the wisdom that you have to get you through to the next level. You know, also that we're always teachers and students as well, and that even in a position of being a teacher, you're learning as well. And so humility. For some of you, you might be getting into a position of being a teacher, a mentor, a parent, a boss of some kind, or you hold that position already, and you're meant to receive. With the Empress energy and the spiritual bath, you're meant to receive and then you give. And so if you're not in a place to receive because you're out of balance, you're not going to be able to give, and you might just like make things because you feel like they have to keep getting things instead of creating things that'll be very helpful for them. Okay? So we have comparison. Okay, so yeah, I'm getting the energy of people not seeing eye to eye, being more in conflict, being more in fear, not seeing the fact that we are all relatable and connected, as opposed to seeing our differences, and that making us more withholding when it comes to our resources. where we don't, or there's an intimidation on some level, and you're afraid to give some sort of exchange or resource to something that you know. This is all over the place. Hopefully I'm saying it in a way, hold on, where it's like you're meant to see yourself in the eyes of someone. And this could be the mentor. See yourself within the mentor. If you recognize, or sorry, resonate with using it, having a teacher right now, instead of being intimidated by their spirituality to where it pushes you away from them. I don't know why I said spirituality. That's for some of you, but it could be their gifts. It might make you compare yourself and not see yourself in that way, and to where it pushes you away in some way. You need to see yourself. You have to find home within that teacher. Like, that's just a reflection of who you are. You're just needing to learn things to get there, or something like that. That's for somebody. Okay, anything else? Yeah, there's something like conflict, comparison, not seeing each other eye to eye, different perspectives, withholding. Yeah, just fear. And that what that grows, what that fucking breeds into the world. Okay, where are you investing your energy? They want you to see that that's giving to whatever that energy is. Okay, especially if it has to do with division and fear and hate. You're basically putting your money on that in the world. Okay, that means you're going to receive it. We're trying to invest in peace and love and unity, right? In growth and sustainability. Yeah, because healer, we want to bring love and light into this world. We want it to be a healing environment for the souls that come through. And it's what we do. We go through these experiences to heal from them and to share what we know from that experience. And that becomes healing, and that we pass that down in the progression of our lineage of humanity, and that ascends us as a whole. And do you see these hands that are cupping, these hands that are holding, that compassion, that love, that's like, what do you need? You know, this is what I give. But also you have to be able to receive, whether it's like the information to give, or it's like you need to receive resources to ensure that what you're building will grow as well. It's going to be different for all of you. And if we're looking at life through a lack mentality, you won't have the resources, and you'll only see that. Okay. Oh, where'd you go? Crown chakra. Yeah, we're healing our connection to spirit and our higher selves. This is about really investing in your spirituality too, so that you can heal. Also, you want to be able to receive in terms of messages, psychic nudges, signs, synchronicities, and all of that, to help you get through your path, to see the blessing, to understand what you're experiencing is instead of being taken down by it, especially if it's more of a challenge, right? So we have spiritual suffering. Yeah, it's like you're not allowing yourself to be happy by choosing things that you know will not make you happy, by not investing in the things that you know will make you happy, that your heart sings for. Or you're not allowing yourself to receive support and love from others when spirit's like, I'm going to show you how to do that. And they put you in a position to receive. And it's difficult if you're proud, right? Whatever this is, there's ways in which your spirit is suffering. You're exhausting your energy, and you need to choose happiness. You need to choose fulfillment, and you need to invest in whatever is going to bring that into your life, and let go of what doesn't. That means sometimes you got to walk a path alone. You got to separate yourself from things, experiences, jobs, people that are not helping you grow. You've outgrown them, or you've learned what you can, or it's just draining the fuck out of your energy, or you're not in your full potential there, and you know you have more. Whatever it is, you have to choose yourself in this moment and release yourself from those things so that you can reach your potential. Okay? Because that's why we came here. And sometimes we separate ourselves from certain things. We can revisit, we can go back. It doesn't have to be an end all, but we can't fear the change. We have to do what we're guided to do. And it can be a lot, but you got to trust yourself here, babe. Okay, we have the venom. The venom also holds the antidote. Okay? The venom is coming up so that you can see that it's there and that you can heal it. The venom is also whatever is keeping you from growing or being able to create. Okay? This has to be healed before that can happen. Somebody might be having fertility issues. You have to face this if that's the case. Somebody might be having a hard time being motivated or getting the ideas or knowing what to do when it comes to investing. You have to take care of yourself. You have to look at whatever this venom is. Okay? What else? I have added on my website, just so you guys know, a reading that's based on fertility and creativity issues. When we're having a hard time creating, there's something else happening deeper within. Okay? If you feel called to it, check it out. Otherwise, there's something though that the venom needs to be taken out. The antidote has to be given. It has to be seen, it has to be understood that you're choosing something from a place of heartbreak, or that you don't deserve, or it's not making you happy, whatever it is, but you keep choosing it. And you've exhausted your energy there with the Ten of Wands, and you're getting to a place where it's like, I need to get out of this. I need to grow. I need to spread my wings. I need to expand. Okay? But what's keeping you there? That's the venom. That's what you need to see. We have underworld. We have siren. Yeah, underworld is the shadows. It's when we go into that dark night. It's when we go within to see what we aren't seeing clearly, that's affecting how we're creating, affecting our reality. Okay, we have dead end. I'm telling you, we're in a position where we've outgrown the pot, or we're withholding, or something's not working this way anymore. There has to be something re-envisioned, or going in a new direction. Whatever it is, the siren can go both ways. The siren can lead you to destruction, or the siren can lead you to a beautiful oasis. Okay? So it's like, what are you listening to? Are you listening to something that's leading you down a destructive path that's not growing? Or are you listening to your heart when it comes to something that needs to change? Okay? Because there's something here that's keeping you stuck, that they're asking you to reach a higher potential is what's happening. Okay? And it has to do with your values. Okay, so we're going to pull some synchronicities. Oh, we have wedge. Yeah, something's coming in between you and something you want. And it came out with great happiness. Your happiness. There's a wedge between you and your happiness. And it's something that you're sticking around in. Or even like a mindset or a perspective. And it's keeping you from it. It's like a choice. Or where you're reinvesting your energy or focusing your energy in another direction is what's going to bring more of this into your life. You have to trust this, babe. Chair empty. Someone is leaving your life. Okay? Rabbit says too much concern with sexual matters. Somebody might be staying in a relationship for the sex. That's obviously not for everyone. And sorry if you're not 18 or older. Well, I always say these aren't for kids, so I don't know why I just said that. But it's like, there could be, for some of you, a separation happening with a relationship for sure. And it seems like a relationship where you were in it for the wrong reasons or for one thing. It doesn't have to just be about sex, but for some of you it is. This could be an old version of self for some of you that's leaving, but ultimately there's space being made for something else to come in. This is also like you following your curiosity or where you're guided, and it will lead you to where you need to be with the siren and the white rabbit. Do you want to be led down that destructive path where it's not going anywhere, or you want to be led to a higher potential? That's the choice here. We have money path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. You know, this is what's trying to guide you down a path of more fulfillment and abundance, celebration, fun, and enjoyment as well, as opposed to staying in something where it doesn't feel good. Younger woman, dealings or relationship with a younger woman. This, for some of you, could be a description of a person involved in this, or somebody's learning lessons when it comes to trusting their intuition, or their visions, their dreams. There's like something they're creating, learning the lessons of that, because there's shadow aspects when it comes to creation. Again, some of the stuff I brought up earlier about like possessiveness, control, you know, trying to want something to be something that you were. There's lessons when it comes to the power of creation. And it's about giving it that love, giving it that life, but letting it develop as it will. Some people grow at different rates. Some people grow apart. Some people grow together. I don't know why I had to say that, but that's for someone. We have desk. Pay attention to your work. Seahorse, family matters. So we do get this. Some of you could be both, but some of you, this is kind of connected to family and home, relationships, and another, I would say, work. What you're creating. We have frying pan, trouble, accusation. So there could be conflict or pressure coming to the surface, or a spirit might be lighting a fire under your ass to make a move here. I'm also getting like the burning sensation of like a wound. You know, it's the energy of something biting you, sinking that venom in, and there's a burning sensation. And I'm feeling this heartbreak being the core. And that's why this is, whatever's happening in your life is to get you to see this. And then you get to see what your choices were to bring this into your life, and how you feel about yourself, and whatever Spirit's trying to show you. Okay? One more of these and I'm done with that. We have, well, family wishes coming true. This is a deep healing process, some ancestral healing. Or there's something about, you know, wanting to create life, wanting to build a family, and that coming true. What else? There's something about going within your inner wellspring to bring out into the world what you're meant to bring out in your lineage, your sort of purpose and place within that whole. Okay. So we're going to do some keywords. There's something you're missing. This one keeps coming out. So obviously there's something you're missing, you're not seeing. And this is where I think the heartbreak is, where what's making you not see something clearly. Somebody could be grieving something and going through that process, and that's something that has to happen. But ultimately there's a release and a letting go and an acceptance of what is. Somebody could be holding someone or yourself through that process. There's a shadow present. So obviously the shadow is the thing that you're not seeing clearly. And you have to face that shadow. You have to see what lies beneath the surface with the underworld card to really truly find wholeness and happiness within. We have to believe in ourselves and our power and have faith in this process to choose happiness and let go of what doesn't bring us that, you know, and allow things to change and transform. There's a time and a place for everything. We have sleep on it, so that's about taking a step back, sleeping on something before you make a decision. Serendipitous encounter, so we have people coming together, or you meeting something or receiving a message just in time when you needed to hear it, whatever it is, to kind of redirect your awareness or whatever. We have spend time in nature to ground. That can help you if you're getting through needing some clarity. I'll just say that. Be grateful for what you have, okay? We always have something to be grateful for. Whether it be the breath in our bodies to something beautiful working out, okay? Whatever we got. Sometimes it's just the fucking breath. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Follow your heart. Your heart's going to lead you the way. Listen to it. Listen to how something's making you feel. If it doesn't feel good, it's not for you. You want happiness, you gotta choose it. Expand your horizons. Go outside your comfort zone. Allow yourself to grow, to be released. We have choose wisely, okay? Coming right up over that 7 of Cups. Choose things that bring you that fulfillment, even if it's not going to be fulfilling for a minute, because you have to go through the pain of the losing it, or the practicing of something that takes time. You know what I mean? It is like you choosing fulfillment is you choosing some temporary discomfort to get to that sometimes, okay? The door opens when another closes. You can't open that door unless the other one closes. Coexist. Okay, we have a lot of that happening because there is so much division. Or how can we coexist? How can we co-parent when we're not together anymore? How can we work together on something even though our perspectives are different? How can we see eye to eye even though we don't understand each other clearly? If there's some sort of barrier of understanding. I'm even getting language barrier. We have open up. Redirection. Yeah, there's definitely a redirection here happening. Make space. Yep, you're making space for something, and so there's letting go that has to happen and releasing of certain things. Somebody needs to know that there's something that's within them that's a great possibility. But the only way to reach that possibility is to choose it and go after it and find out what happens in the meantime. That transformation being the point, okay? Here is healing that brings with it forgiveness and release of old pain. A sweeping sister willow gracefully sweeps any sadness and pain from your heart and soul. Your time for greater inner freedom is dawning, and the cleansing of sadness and healing of forgiveness creates the pathway to greater freedom now. You deserve this freedom, and you're swiftly becoming ready to claim it. Forgiveness being really key. You know, there's a lot of sadness within our journey and within the world, and we go through difficult experiences and lessons. But holding on to that pain and that resentment and that sadness only keeps us in that energy. When we are able to purify from that grief or that sadness or whatever it is, that pain, but also forgive it or forgive ourselves or forgive whatever we need to, if it's another person or an experience or whatever, spirit even, when we are able to let go, that's when we liberate ourselves from what we're holding on to that's keeping us from developing, you know? It is time to free yourself from what has been. There's so much about freeing yourself, okay? Learn from it, but not allow it to define you, right? Because a lot of the times we define ourselves by our pain. Okay, so let me reread this whole fucking thing. It is time to free yourself from what has been. Learn from it, but not allow it to define you or direct the course of your life. Give up your stories about the past. You've outgrown them. Kali consumes mistakes, sins, and negativities. Let her free you now so that you can be open to the gift of your life unfolding, right? Because life goes on. We grow, we develop, things change for a reason, okay? So to end this reading, I'm going to pull some quotes. Life shrinks and expands in proportion to one's own courage. There are moments in moist love when heaven is jealous of what we on earth can do. Massive transformation we do here. Beautiful connection, bonding, acts of compassion, love, sexuality, like fucking creativity, like building massive skyscrapers. We do crazy shit here. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful things. It's like human creativity is like, it's insane. It's an experience. A temporary one, but a beautiful one, okay? Everything that enters a strong electromagnetic field begins to emit light. The greater energy the object possesses, the brighter it shines. Oh boy. Here it is. I've learned that making a living is not the same as making a life. Amen. Okay? The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light. Okay, there's so much about light here. The eye is the lamp of the body, you know, being your perspective, your understanding. And what that does to your energy and your electromagnetic field, and how that attracts in what you need, the resources that you need, okay? If you have that beautiful faith and perspective of life, and you see the greater purpose behind what you've experienced, you can move through it with awareness, you know, and you can keep trusting in the path even when it comes with its challenges and obstacles, and you attract your way forward. I don't know where I'm going from here, but I promise it won't be boring. Fuck yeah. Why fit in when you were born to stand out? To anyone who is not a musician, music may be comforting, healing, and soothing, but to him who understands music, it is a living thing. It speaks to him. The soul communicates with it. So you might be receiving messages in music, but also music could be you could be using it to heal. For some of you, you might be being inspired by a specific musician or artist that's helping you through that. But it really speaks to the fact that music is powerful, and it is not like so much the artist, but the fact that it's coming through that artist to be shared with the whole, and that it's for everyone, and how music helps us get through challenges and time periods. You know, you look back over time at music and the kind of music that was coming out, you know, during certain wars and certain things, and how our creativity is sort of molded by those experiences, but the music and the art that comes from it guides us forward. It's so powerful, right? The organic God is the one we fear most. For some of you, you might be a musician or wanting to be a musician, I'm just going to say. The organic God is the one we fear most, the one for whom we wear icons of protection and conduct cleansings of ourselves and our homes to release bad spirits. This is the God of our superstitions and fears that our rational minds should be able to exercise, but can't, because these superstitions are primal. This God was in our bones long before any other God was in your conscious mind. And at the bottom we have, adventure doesn't come to you. You have to go out and find it. Okay, we have that white rabbit here. We're going to pull that motherfucker out. Okay, rabbit holes are my fave. You follow that rabbit, you follow wherever it is that you're inspired by, whatever is catching your eye, in terms of that being a metaphor, but like you follow it, and the adventure that it leads you to, that thread, including like the difficult experiences that we have to go through, you know, and where that leads us, and to what and why. But the adventure that you can find when you become very aware of this experience and why it is we're doing that, and where it is that your heart is wanting to lead you in terms of your happiness, and how you're keeping from that. You know, do you need to go on an adventure? You can find adventure everywhere, let me tell you. All right? So I want to hear it. Like, I can't go anywhere. You can go outside your door. Adventure is out there. Be grateful for whatever you have, wherever you're at, and you follow, and you will be shown the way. I love you guys. Be safe, obviously. Trust your heart, trust your feelings. But I love you guys. I hope these messages help you on your way. Invest in your happiness, your fulfillment, and your gifts, and whatever it is that you're guided to create, without expectation, without hyper focusing on it to where it's like it can't grow. You just gotta love it and work with it. All right, my darlings? I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile number 4. If you chose this card, this message is for you. It's called the Glass Mountain. It's the number 2. As you can see, there's this very all-white figure, you know, representing purity, innocence, up against this glass mountain, which is like, how do I scale this? You know what I mean? It's very like sheer, like, how do I get around this? How do I get through this? To what I want on the other side. And as you can see, I've also have this card. So basically I started this reading, and it was funny because I read from the book on this. I could barely get the words out. This is the 4th reading of a very long reading because the messages have just been longer today. And I was reading it, and I was obviously like kind of exhausted and I needed to eat, but I was just like, I'm gonna power through. And then I looked up and my battery had died, which is obviously a beautiful symbol and a push from spirit to get up and go nourish myself before I give to you. Because I need to be there for you guys. That's my best way of showing up for you guys, is if I have nourished myself. And so you might be being called to do that as well, is kind of what I'm getting for you. Take a break, take a step back. You know, what do you have to do in terms of your health, your body, what you need? Maybe even like a vacation for some. Whatever it is, it's going to help you understand how to get through this, okay? So I'm going to read from the book on this. Okay. It says, in a fairy tale, a glittering glass mountain represents everything that's beautiful but utterly unattainable. It's too big to walk around, and yet it's also impossible to scale. We simply can't get any traction. But everything we need isn't on the other side of it, everything we're yearning for. The glass mountain represents all that stands in the way of our heart's desire. It symbolizes all the things we know that we must have, and all the things we can't yet begin to imagine we might have. All the things we've lost, allowed carelessly to slip away from us. Lost loves, lost treasures, lost parts of ourselves, carried away by the monsters we didn't see coming. In The Black Bull of Norroway, a beautiful old Scottish tale, the heroine must apprentice herself for 7 years to a blacksmith so that he'll make her the studded shoes that will enable her to finally scale a glass mountain and find her lost husband. This card then reminds us that although we'll always meet obstacles during our journey, there will also be ways, often unexpected, to surmount them. It says, what's the nature of the glass mountain that stands in your way? How will you scale it? So obviously there's something that you're yearning for, and there's an not knowing how to get there. And so you're in the process of finding your way through that. Okay? And it also speaks to the fact that there might be help along the way. Okay? And also I'm getting this energy of, do you need to take a break? Do you need a place of refuge right now as you wait for the next stage of your path to reveal itself to you? Because I feel like that's what's going to be the perfect thing for the way to be made clear. Okay? Again, there might be people who like really love you, who want to help you along your way. And so accepting that help, you know, giving gratitude to those that protect us through our transformation. There's also this kind of call to understanding that sometimes things can't happen until the world is ready to recognize us for the nature of our gifts. And so I'm kind of getting this energy of things have to be developed as well. And maybe that's what's been happening in your world. But the first card, also I want to say that it's like you might be going after a dream. There's something about you going towards, you're facing your fears, or your fantasies are showing you the way. There's these hidden desires or secrets or emotions that you're feeling. There's this kind of unseen realm that you're going towards, and having to keep your balance along the way. And the first card that came out was signs with risk, opportunity, and safety. And so we know that you're getting signs, or if you're not getting signs, it's about waiting for them and understanding that they'll arrive when they're meant to. But also notice where you're staying in the safe, the familiar, and if there's an opportunity or a risk that you can take that'll help you kind of make your way through, or that's going to be revealed to you. Could be through another person or some sort of alliance like we spoke of with that card as well. But I do get this longing, this desire, this yearning to get to whatever's on the other side of this. This could be very mysterious in nature. Very mysterious. But it's your path, and this is the way. We have hobby. It's so funny because Spirit's been calling me out to get a hobby as well. There's something about kind of just getting in your creative mind, doing something for just enjoyment, or to learn something, or to do something that you like, to sort of get out of the way of everything else. There's something about somebody, just the energy's working around you. You just have to like keep busy while you're getting there. So if that resonates, like maybe take up a hobby or do something that you enjoy. Or maybe there's something about a hobby that's a key element to whatever it is that you're yearning for. somebody might have like a lot of hater energy coming towards them. I don't know if it's like jealousy or just like people who don't agree with you or your lifestyle or what you're saying or your art or whatever. And not letting that sort of keep you from being you. You just got to keep being you. Okay, we have boundaries and balance. Again, we have this gap between you and what you want, and this kind of not understanding how to get to the other side. So more synchronicity there. But I feel like pushing your boundaries, your limits is what's going to get you to the other side there. And also it's not allowing that, I'm getting more hater energy, that energy of people not understanding you, to keep you from pushing your limits, to keep you from being yourself and doing things that have never been done or saying things that aren't the popular opinion or what have you. Okay, so balance is incredibly important, and that came out with this card as well. So more synchronicity, that you have to keep your balance going forward, because there are other energies at play. And so you're getting to see how those other energies affect you, and you have to really feel your way forward. Again, this could be very mysterious in nature. Trust in where you're being led. Trust in the opportunities that come in, even if they're just lessons with relationships, interactions, how you're responding to something, what your dreams are telling you. This is all preparation to get you to that where your heart desires to be. And so this healing that's happening in the process is what's necessary to receive, and whatever lessons come with it, okay? So we have celebration, we have humility. So the more you can remember that there's so much to be grateful for, life is a celebration. Celebrate what you have as opposed to what you don't. Follow feelings of joy, of places that make you feel good or celebrated, or whatever. There's something about just getting into groups, maybe even just going to like concerts and things where people are celebrating together as a whole. It's also very much about connectivity, humility, that we're always students, and that although we might not understand what Spirit is telling us at any given time, that we embrace it with humility. And instead of being mad or taken up by it or giving up and saying, fuck it, we say, all right, Spirit, what are you trying to show me? Or what do I need to do? And sometimes it's taking a fucking break. Sometimes it's getting a fucking hobby, okay? Sometimes it's saying, stop trying and go have some fun, And I feel like that's exactly what they're trying to tell you right now. So we have these two birds taking flight here. And it's like this kind of recurring theme. I'm filming this on the day of the blood moon, which I'm releasing on the same day. Of course, this is a timeless reading, so this could be about a blood moon in the future. But what I'm telling for the people who are watching it in real time is that at the time of me releasing this is that this is a synchronicity that's coming out in the message for my Patreon group that is coming out the following day, the day after I release this video to you. The Patreon has something about this. So I just think that's interesting because that came out in pile number 1 as well. But it seems like something's about to take flight. We're really at a really beautiful point. So yeah, laughter, celebration, humility, just embracing the moment. There's something, you're getting ready for something, babe. You're definitely getting ready for something. You're having to face a shadow to get there. I feel like you're being called higher into a new position, so you're being prepared for that. And there's like the breaks, the vacation, if you're being called to it, the friends, the people that you meet along the way are key puzzle pieces to who you're becoming. So just live your fucking life and follow your joy and learn from what you're experiencing. And the more laughter and love and celebration you bring in, the lighter you're going to be able to receive the signs and synchronicities, and things are just falling into place. I think Spirit just wants you to embrace life and allow the energy around you to work for itself, because that's what it's doing. Yeah, there's something about celebrating with others. Do you see these people celebrating together? That's like important for some reason. I feel like getting out there, talking to others, doing things you enjoy in groups, Could be really beneficial. The High Priestess with signs, okay? You're not going to miss anything. You don't have to worry. You obviously know what you're doing here in terms of you've gotten yourself this far. You feel something. You're tapping into some shit. I told you it could be very mysterious. What you have to do is trust yourself. That the way will be made clear to you. You don't have to force it. Spirit will guide you. It's not always happening every single moment. You have to learn how to be patient and allow things to be revealed or develop so that they can be revealed. Because as much as you're preparing for what's to come, it's preparing for you. Okay? We have Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, invest in something, in a hobby that you're maybe already doing, or maybe in a new one even, whatever you feel called to. There's something about what it gives you, and it might just be fulfillment. It doesn't have to, you release expectations with it, but just do something because it feels like, it feels good to do it. Whether it be learning something or doing some sort of creativity that you enjoy, you know? We have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, some sort of perspective is being gained here as well. So I think it's going to be made very clear to you what's standing in your way. And I think it has to do with your confidence and your power and the development of the situation and yourself and everything involved. And that's okay. Let it be what it is. All right. You're well on your way. I feel that. Let's balance. Yeah, Ace of Swords. Okay, so we have two aces here. We have the Queen of Swords with the Ace of Swords. There's something balancing within the mind. It could have to do with believing in yourself or having that perspective to understanding the next way forward. Just trust in what you're learning. Maybe something has to be practiced. Maybe you get an idea, you have to develop it. Maybe you're learning something. Whatever it is, it requires balance. You have to put energy towards it, but you also have to step away, you know, allow things to become what they're going to become. But ultimately, there is this energy of kind of stepping into the unknown, maybe starting something. Yeah, we have Two of Cups. I feel that somebody needs confidence when it comes to understanding their power or their beauty. Interesting how we have this one cup here and then we have this two. So an important connection could be involved for some of you, where it's like a collaboration, where you're meant to celebrate one another for what you each bring to the table. So whatever kind of collaboration this is, it's very balanced, and I think it brings more energy than how do I say this? It gives to many for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe you're creating something together, but it's very much has a greater purpose behind it. And I think that you're being prepared for this. And if that doesn't resonate, it's not a person. This could be just you and meeting kind of a higher version of self and balancing your divine feminine and masculine qualities to get there. But I ultimately feel like this need for confidence, the need to understand and know your power truly for what it is, and the importance of knowing how to not misuse that power as well, especially when it comes to manipulating things and doing things that are not necessary in terms of like everything requires balance when it comes to creation. And we learn from things, and we learn from how we can manipulate energy and control and do all that thing. And it's not sustainable, but we learn from it. And we also learn what it takes to build powerfully, with intention and strength and a strong foundation and truth. And so this collaboration, if it is with another person, it's a very strong one. It's a very strong one. And that could make you feel nervous or make you feel like you're comparing yourself to that collaboration in some kind of way. But ultimately, you're meant to meet that person eye to eye, and there's something very beautiful and beneficial that you both bring to the table. We have the Star with humility. Yeah, you're meant to shine in something here, okay? Or feel your purpose within something, or there's something very healing about this experience for you. It's bringing you to a higher potential of self. And so to really embrace that with humility, but also if it holds some sort of position of authority, to hold that position with humility and the importance of that, because we see what happens when we get like we feel in control or greed or vanity, and it just all of the shit that comes with. Okay, so let's see. You're being prepared for a more sustainable version of connection and celebration of life. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups with laughter. So we have two queens here, the High Priestess, the Star, two aces, and the Two of Cups. This is powerful. And like I said before, these are powerful readings today. It's insane. So I need to take a break, okay? And maybe you do too. Because there's something about your gifts, something about what you bring that is so loving. Or you have this beautiful sense of humor, or you bring joy, or there's something very loving about you that attracts people in. Whatever it is, you're gonna bring so much to the table, to whatever it is that you're getting to. And if it involves a collaboration, there's so much love and laughter that you're gonna bring into this person's life, as well as they are gonna bring into yours. This feels very reciprocated and balanced, very much on a higher level with the Star. And yeah, not to be taken lightly. This is obviously very sacred. You've learned your lessons, you know what I'm saying? And of course you will continue to learn lessons, but you've learned your lessons when it comes to balanced connection and what you deserve and what others deserve. And I think that things are developing and preparing you for something that's very next level, okay? So we have think with your heart, trust the signs. You know the way, honey bunny. Don't do things that don't speak to you. You know what I mean? We have abundance. There's so much that you can do right now. So much possibility in terms of like creation, art, trying something new, learning how to do something, even if it's active, whatever it is, there's so much for you to get into. Go out there and get it. Okay, let me grab that. Hold on. Okay, we have the solar plexus. So again, there's energy on you taking action, okay? But it feels like with a clear perspective. So understanding your limits, understanding the boundaries you need to set with yourself or others, being very clear with those, acting on them, acting when you see the way or you know the way, because the Queen of Swords is also very strategic. So it's like you have to really, you do things when it's right, you know? Or sometimes to get from here to here, you have to make certain things happen first or whatever. Because we have standstill with the Ace of Swords. I really feel like there's something you have to understand before something can move. Something has to be balanced within the mind, or that something has to be balanced within to get the clarity. Something to do with the heart chakra. Maybe your heart is getting prepared to be able to receive. Maybe it wasn't ready. You could have been hurt in the past or had failures in the past. And yeah, look at this. Heart chakra right up over celebration and Two of Cups. Babe, you got to listen to your heart right now, because I feel your head and your heart going back and forth. Doubt, fear, disbelief, okay? But your heart going, no, this is the way. I know this is the way. It, like I said, might be mysterious as fuck right now. What you have to do is make decisions from your heart. That is your goal right now. If today it's like, I'm gonna do something I enjoy, I'm gonna do this hobby, it's that. If it's like you're learning in a relationship lesson where there's a conflict, okay, what's it trying to show me? What's my shadow in this situation? It's that. Whatever it is, it's opening your heart to make sure that this is balanced. Because this isn't gonna be as successful as you want it to be if it's not balanced. This is a fucking gift. So trust in the process, okay? faith, patience, temperance. This is what's going to get you through. Okay, we have heart again. Okay, this is a happy heart though. Look at this bear. This is gonna this is, whatever this is, whatever goal this is, whatever your heart's yearning for that you're opening up to, it's gonna bring you a lot of fucking joy. I'm not gonna lie. The star, humility, heart bursting out, like laughter, Queen of Cups. I'm just elated over here. It's like you really love doing this, or you really love this person and they really love you, or it's just like, how did this happen? This is beyond. I mean, I'm just getting like emotional at how beautiful this is. Like, it's gonna blow your fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? You have to surrender to this glass mountain. Don't be daunted by it. Don't make it stop you. You just keep moving forward. You keep following your heart. Don't let those fucking thoughts hold you back. Okay? We have think with your heart over here too. I forgot. Heart all over the goddamn place. That's what you need to do. Heal the heart, trust the heart. Keep doing that. Repeat. Okay? If your heart wants to go dance, go dance. If your heart wants to go down a slide, go down a fucking slide. You know what I'm saying? It's no matter how small or great or whatever, you follow that heart. Here it is. Right on a platter. Okay? We have the heart again. But here it is with that fucking mind. Okay? But more about balance here, and we have the balance card right, I think here. And here's that head and heart conflict I was just speaking of, right? Again, trust your heart. Bring more laughter into your life. Trust and follow your intuition. You're going to be shown the way. If you keep this balance without letting that fear, the doubt overweigh that, you're going to make your way to it. Okay? You got to believe in this. You got to believe. You were meant for this. This was meant for you. I can't even... It's so clear to me. You know? You have to trust this. So Thanatos, that's much like the death card or like the tower card. It's like endings, like transformation from an ending. We have Aletheia. That's the truth on the other side of that. That's understanding from duality, seeing both sides of something and gaining that truth. Aletheia is also like that truth that transcends. It's like takes you out of the illusion. Okay? You might have been seeing things in a black and white way in some kind of way, and this might transcend that. You seeing something in a much deeper way. Okay, we have underworld, so we have a lot of like shadow work happening, going within, facing those fears, dealing with those emotions, looking at those desires, looking at those secrets, going into those untapped territories within to really get through to the other side, because this underworld is the way through this shit, I'm telling you. Yeah, because there's venom in there. This card, I think, came out in 3 of the piles. We have the Dead End, which came out in another. Not a whole lot of color on these particular cards. Lots of black and white, you see? But there's this poison. Something has affected you, you know, when it comes to you believing your worth or getting to this dream or what's possible, something about love, whatever it is. You going into the underworld and facing these things that are difficult and really healing from this by facing it, because the venom is also the antidote. It's going to release you from some kind of dead end. You're at this place where it's like, you can't, what are you going to go? You're at this glass mountain. There's no fucking way around it except for turning around. You can't turn around. You've gotten all the way to here. You know that you have to get to the other side. You feel it in your fucking bones, dude. Right? So it's like, what do? You have to go within. You have to get quiet. You have to face the things that you've been avoiding. You have to take that venom out. You have to say, be honest with yourself with what's not working and walk away from it and go towards something else. pure honesty, the pure truth that's coming through for you, showing you everything in your world that has to change in order for you to grow. And you will, my love. Okay, we're going to do some signs and synchronicities this way too. See what we get. We have the Lily, spiritual love. I'm telling you, this is very deep. This is so beyond, like, what you're gonna, this experience is just gonna blow your fucking mind. This is gonna blow your fucking mind. If it's not already, it's gonna blow your fucking mind. This is so beyond what we understand, okay? We have star, guaranteed success. So you have the star card here, so we have that twice, saying this is about your purpose, this is the path, this is the way, you have to go through this. You're being faced with something that is meant to be faced so that you can get what your heart desires. It's meant to be successful. We have victory, success, victory, spiritual love. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is for you. This is fucking for you. We have flute. It says disappointment, a friend of a lover with the venom. I'm telling you, this is where you got, this could be difficult, painful relationship lessons from the past that maybe closed your heart. That's an example. Something that happened that closed your heart to something. You're having to face that head on. Release those emotions, maybe the ones that you pushed away or repressed. And choosing love, even if it's fucking magical and mysterious and like, what the fuck is going on in energy? You know? Like, Spirit's about to fuck you up with some love. I'm not even joking. You better be prepared for it. You want to be prepared for it. That's why you are being prepared for it. Okay, we have a stubborn, aggressive person with Ram. So there could be things happening, healing when it comes to a stubborn, aggressive person, whether it's you who is that, or, you know, the healing that you're doing within a connection that has that within it. Otherwise, I'm just getting Aries energy with the Ram, of course. It's just like, this is exciting. This is the beginning of something that you have no fucking idea. Get pumped, motherfucker. Like, seriously, you're about to push some limits. You're about to go on an adventure that nobody's ever been on. You know, be curious, be driven, follow that. You might be stepping into leadership in a way that you never have. You might be getting to, I'm not going to sit here and go through the examples. You know what you're doing, okay? Get excited, get pumped, believe in it. Follow your heart. Life is magical as fuck, and we have no idea, you know? We're looking at it from this perspective of, like, caged-ass motherfucking perspective. No. Absolutely not. Get excited. Get pumped. Your life is about to change, and it already is. Look at this tulip, great passion. This is enduring love, love that lasts. It's unconditional, okay? It doesn't give you a little breadcrumb and then take it away. You know, that's how we see love, because we obviously love is misunderstood up in here. You know what I mean? The relationship dynamics have shown us that. And we know that love is everlasting because that's where we come from. We come from love. Love is our nature. Love is the universe. Love is God. Love is the quantum field, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So when we're in this dimension learning these lessons, we're like, where the fuck is it? Because this shit ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this is why we're valuing that now that we've learned from those lessons. We understand the value and the beauty of that. Which is us, which is your truth, which is you. Okay, we have fly, period of ill health or depression. You could be experiencing that right now or have recently experienced that. Feels like something that has already been or is right now. Not something that you have to be worried about, in other words. This is coming from a place of wanting more, you know, and feeling separate from it. But getting wrapped up in the suffering as opposed to reaching for the happiness within. And so the journey is that, finding wholeness within yourself, finding happiness within yourself, realizing that you get to choose what you do with your life and your day. And as much as you can choose to sit there and be sad and scroll, and I'm not diminishing anyone, we all do this, okay? All of us at some point. We can choose to go, you know what would bring me a lot of joy? Going down a fucking slide. You know what I'm saying? And you go out and you find one and you go down that motherfucker. And that's obviously a very small example, but they're underrated. They're fun, okay? Like, do with what you got. You know what I'm saying? You got to pull yourself out of that shit. I feel like you do have to pull yourself from a rock bottom or a sadness. You have to make sure you keep picking yourself back up, empowering yourself, not being daunted by this, but knowing you're going to make it through. Just keep trusting your heart. We have bouquet, compliments from an admirer. Okay, you're obviously doing the work, and I feel like people see it. I also getting something about somebody needing to receive compliments and love where they don't. You might have an easy time giving them out and not receiving them, and that's for someone. Otherwise, you might be receiving a lot of compliments right now, or people admiring what you're doing, or just yourself, who you are, what energy you bring to the room, or how you express yourself. Or something that you're doing is going to bring you a lot of praise. Not that that's needed. I'm just saying that it's inevitable. Okay? We have dog barking, advice from a friend, axe, forces working against you. And parrot, gossip. Someone will gossip about your secrets. So there is this energy of noise, people talking, with the dog barking and the parrot. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, when you transform, when you change your life, when you try to reach for something that's big, if you're doing anything different at all, it's going to trigger things within people. It has nothing to do with you. They're projecting onto you their fears, you know, and they do that through judgment and jealousy and whatever they do. And it's all good at the end of the day, because you are inspiring them, whether they like it or not. And it's important that you charge forward and not let these energies take you down, okay? Another thing is there could be something that's kind of loudly trying to get your attention. This is what you need to focus on now, okay? This could be something to do with your health, your mental health, or whatever, or you're burning out, okay? This is the priority. When it's that loud, Spirit says, stop, do this, okay? Honor that. That is a sacred sign, a beautiful sign of love from Spirit that says, this is what you have to handle right now above all, okay? And you do, and you get through it, and you heal, and it's beautiful, okay? Yeah, certain things that you need to cut out of your life with the axe that aren't serving you, whether they be relationships, you know, toxic behavior patterns, ways in which you're distracting yourself, and really focusing on what's important and focusing on your joy. Again, hobbies, laughter, bliss. You know, you're going to get all of your fucking... you're going to get things beyond what you can understand right now in terms of like, yeah, dreams coming true, but like connection and love and seeing what you're made of in terms of what you're capable of. And the most important thing out of all of that is that the fact that you can heal. You can heal from experiencing so much pain and so much disappointment and so much suffering. And you can choose love and light, and you can choose happiness, and you can remove and empower yourself from those states. And how fucking magnificent that is, and how inspiring it is to others who are in that energy as well. Okay? You're doing everything you need to do right now. You focus on what's important, and what's important when it comes to you. You know, speak your truth. Only speak when you feel it's necessary. You know, we're not here to just like spout our opinions off and yell at each other and talk over each other, as much as we just allow each other the space to be who we are, speak our truth, listen, whatever. Okay? Let's get some keywords for you. Don't do it. Okay, so there's something that you might be thinking about doing that's not really resonating, or you're trying to power through something. Spirit's like, no. And Spirit might stop you. Again, at the beginning of this reading, I was like, I'm just going to go. I'm just going to do it. And Spirit's all, fuck yeah, you're not. Go eat some food. Like, you know, it's dinner time, girl. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Let me take a drink of tea. Yeah, it's like, if it's not right, it's not right. Don't do it. Do what your heart is fucking yearning you to do. Okay? Oh, I love this. This is let go of your hate. First of all, it's obviously a movie quote. And this might be self-hate for some of you. Yeah, if you want love in this world, why are you hating on yourself? That's what I'm getting right now. Your destiny awaits. Listen deeply. Again, so much about listening. What does your heart yearn for in terms of what can you do right now? What does your heart need? What are you not allowing yourself when it's like a necessity? You know? For me, it was like I had to eat some food. It was time. We have zoom out. And lucky for you guys, I eat my dinner at like 2 in the afternoon, so you're still gonna get this reading today on the blood moon. Because I am filming this on the day of the blood moon and releasing it. Obviously, this is a timeless reading. This could be about a blood moon in the future for someone else who's watching, but you're getting this fucking reading today. Release expectations. Exactly. Just let go. We have plans for you. Release the reins, babe. Spirit's gonna fuck you up with some love. Follow the breadcrumbs. And not the ones where it's those fucking love breadcrumbs I was talking about earlier where it takes away. I'm talking about the breadcrumbs that lead you to the love that you seek, that lead you home to yourself, okay? Meditate on it. There's obviously a time to go within right now for you. Listen deeply, listen to what you need, what Spirit's trying to tell you. We have focus. I think you need to refocus on you as opposed to the whatever this is. Plan ahead. You are being prepared for something, and I think you know it, and it might scare you a little bit, but I don't think you're gonna not like it. That's for damn sure. Big change, exactly. This is like gonna change your fucking life. Let your curiosity lead the way. Don't limit yourself. We also have follow your heart. So much heart energy up in here, you guys. Trust your heart. Don't let your mind tell you otherwise. Okay, a couple of these. Here is healing that brings with it forgiveness and the release of old pain. As sweeping Sister Willow gracefully sweeps any sadness and pain from your heart and soul. Your time for greater inner freedom is dawning, and the cleansing of sadness and the healing of forgiveness create the pathway to greater freedom now. You deserve this freedom, and you are swiftly becoming ready to claim it. Excuse me. Fuck yeah, you are. I'm telling you. You're healing. You're releasing sadness. You're forgiving, and you're liberating yourself from some sort of pain that's been holding you back. It's been keeping you from love. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it's doing. We have to choose love. You can trust that what is happening now will give way to a new expression when the time is right. The right time will be the best time, when your readiness matches the requirements for success. Attend to your work with determination and hope in your heart. Trust that the divine is taking care of everything else. Your progress is spiritually protected. My darling, you're not going to not miss this. This is for you. It is being developed. It is getting ready for you. You are getting ready for it. You know, lean on your support. Go do something fun. Something that's not that at all. It's something that's the opposite of that or something completely different. You know what I'm saying? Just enjoy yourself. Again, I told you there was something about like something has to be ready for you. For some of you, like I said, the world wasn't quite ready for what you have to offer, and when it is, it's going to receive it. And that's just the case. And you're going to be ready for it. And that's a fucking blessing. Because it's going to come with all kinds of shit, of course. But you got this. And a lot of happiness on the other side for sure. And maybe some people talking, but whatevs. Okay. So to end this reading, we're going to do some quotes. You are not Atlas carrying the world on your shoulder. It is good to remember that the planet is carrying you. It's interesting, these keep landing and flipping on landing on my teacup like this, like not going in it. To be natural is to be holy, but it is very difficult to be natural. To be natural is to be at home within your own nature. If you're outside yourself, always reaching beyond yourself, you avoid the call of your own mystery. You don't need anyone to tell you how beautiful you are, how lovely you are. You can just be that and be in love with that. And the thing is that when we are fully in our authenticity, it is so fucking liberating. It's so freeing. All the masks we were wearing, they're heavy. You know what I'm saying? We liberate ourselves from all this extra work that we're doing when we let go and we just be it and we love it. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. In the kingdom of love, there is no competition. There is no possessiveness, no control, okay? It's unconditional, babes. So I'm trying to tell you, that's what you're getting. Beautiful love. He who blames others has a long way to go on his journey. He who blames himself is halfway there. He who blames no one has arrived. Remember that when you are unhappy, it is generally because you do not visualize strong enough the great things that you definitely want to accomplish in life, nor do you employ steadfastly enough your willpower, your creative ability, and your patience until your dreams are materialized. Okay? That's the glass mountain. This is what you need to do in terms of going to the glass mountain, right? But also, we need to take breaks. We need to let things be revealed to ourselves. It's not constant, but Paramount is bringing the noise right here, okay? We have to truly believe and work towards things. Cleanse your energy. So obviously a keyword came in there. We have the world is full of magical things patiently waiting for our senses to grow sharper. So true. A transcendent pattern eventually emerges, which lifts us to a new vantage point, like the wing's Daedalus fashioned to escape the labyrinthine prison of his own creation. Okay, so you're definitely going to start seeing the pattern, having a new perspective, and you're going to release yourself from any destructive patterns that are keeping you stuck. Happiness is not by chance, but by choice. So much about happiness in this reading, so much about heart opening, love. This is what you're going to get, baby. At the bottom, we have the key to growth is the introduction of higher dimensions of consciousness into our awareness, and that's what we're doing here, okay? I love you guys so much. You're doing so well, okay? Go do something fun. Love yourself. Empower yourself when you're feeling low. If you're feeling sick, tend to yourself like you would your child. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself unconditionally and you will receive it. I love you. And I hope these messages help you on your journey. And I will see you next time. Bye.